no matter what you go through, man, I'm a first generation millionaire, and you can go take that pain and go either be a victim or use it to create an amazing story, man, and inspire and change people's lives and be somebody.
That is my biggest why in life, is to change the schooling system. Like, they don't learn about credit in schools. They don't learn about what an asset is, what a liability is. They don't learn how to do a balance sheet. None of that's
You
taught.
should have a course, dude, on Lightspeed.
Ooh, I like what you did there.
There are some good lead companies, but I'm quoted as saying yesterday's best lead vendor is tomorrow's worst lead vendor. That's a big problem in the lead world. You buy a lead from somebody that gets it, and they'll sell it to you for $30. But then they'll turn around and say, okay, now it's a B lead. I'm going to sell it to 5 more people for $10.
How fast?
Pretty damn quick. Sometimes 24 hours, you know.
Devin Burr's just ultimately a dude out in the world that got a little attention because he started doing a TikTok about infinite banking. You were in real estate, but 6 years ago, you were broke. Broke as a joke.
Broke.
And when you say broke as a joke, like, number one, 5 years ago, you're what, 30?
31.
Okay, so you're 31 years old. And when you say broke, what do you mean by broke? Describe broke.
I had $300 in my name. Couldn't afford the apartment I lived in. It was me and my daughter at the time. I was full-time single dad.
And no money?
No money.
How'd that feel?
Oh, horrible. Dude, she was 9 years old. I was trying to keep up with the Joneses, so I had nice stuff, but just broke because I was check to check. Had to file bankruptcy. Kind of just.
But people would need to pay attention to that because a lot of people do that. I did that when I was young too.
Dude, a credit card is a crazy thing. You can just swipe it and get whatever you want.
I know,
Those things got racked up real quick.
I know, but there's a lot of people out there that they look successful even though they're broke, man. They're broke at another level. And at the end of the day, broke's broke. You might be in a nicer car broke, but you're still broke. But I'd rather be broke in a Bentley than broke in a freaking Civic.
True. I was broke in a 3 Series BMW. So I was broke, but I had a nice car, decent car. But yeah, just had $300, had to move out of that apartment. I had to rent a room from a friend. So I just moved into a 1-bedroom with my daughter, sold basically almost everything I had to make it, down to a mattress on the ground.
To make what though?
Just to be able to make rent. So rent to my friend was $400 a month, and I wanted to keep the cars. So I went bankrupt, wiped my hands clean of everything. But if I kept making payments, I could keep the cars. So I was pretty broke and just broken emotionally too, because I just got my heart broken by woman I thought I was going to marry and spend the rest of my life with. So I was just kind of at rock bottom at 31 years old, thinking at that time in my life, I'd be a huge success. Wasn't the case. So I had to look in the mirror and say, dude, you have to figure this out, because didn't come from a rich family.
Is that figuratively speaking, or did you go look in the mirror?
I literally was like brushing my teeth one morning and I'm like, dude, you need to figure this the hell out, because daddy's not saving you. Daddy doesn't have no money. Mommy ain't saving you. Mommy don't have no money. Right. So I had to just figure it out, and I started reading books, started listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, and just like feeding my mind with things that would help me. And then 30 days after I did that, I met my amazing, beautiful wife that you see over to your left. And
what was she reading?
She wasn't reading a lot back then. I think I got her into reading. But
look at the difference between just reading. People always ask me, what would I do if I were 18 again? I said, number one, I'd read.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd be getting every self-help book, reading it 15, 20 times, finding good ones, and I'd just be absorbing all that knowledge.
Oh yeah.
But there wasn't any like, gurus back in the day that didn't have a book.
Now everyone's a guru.
Well, everyone's a guru and everyone has a book, but even back then, there wasn't like seminars and what. I mean, I guess there were. I just didn't know about them.
Yeah.
But mainly, how you got someone's information was either their tapes, their cassette tapes that they sold, or their book.
Brad, don't date yourself like this.
What are you talking about, dude? I'm fucking 54. I'm proud of that.
Looking good for 54,
dude.
Man.
I'm 54 years old, and quite frankly, you may not get there.
It's true.
I did.
It's true.
Okay, I am winning.
It's true.
You have not won until you reached 54, but then I'll be fucking, what, 74? How old are you?
I'm 38.
38?
So you'll be 70.
So you got 2 years on in 26. I think I'm 26 years older than you.
16 years.
16
I need my
16
calculator.
years. You are correct.
I need my calculator.
As long
got a
as we're not
calculator?
accountants, because you would be correct. 16 years. So when I was 16, running around driving my car and having fun, you were just coming out the womb.
Yep.
But the point I wanted to give the bomb squad is, read.
Mm-hmm.
Get books and read, like especially the younger you are. But even if you're old, like if you're 60, going fucking, hey dude, go read. I know a few influencers. They're influencers, but they're not necessarily the brightest.
Right.
I know of influencers that will say, you don't need to read. Dude, I'm telling you right now, my life changed when I started reading. Sounds like yours did too.
Yeah, because I'm a believer that your life is basically it's a trailing of your beliefs. Whatever you believe is what your life is going to be, right? And how do you get new beliefs? You feed your mind with different stuff and you start believing those things.
It's the only way you can.
Yeah, and then whatever you believe, your actions are going to dictate that, and your actions are going to dictate your habits. Your habits are going to dictate your life. So I just wanted to feed my mind with better stuff, not what I was growing up to believe, because I was growing up to believe money's scarce. My parents would walk behind me, turn the lights off, close doors. Like, we're not trying to air condition the whole house. That's what they'd say. So I was grown up to believe that money was scarce. Doesn't grow on trees. I'd always hear that. Money's not scarce. The government's printing trillions of dollars, right? There's more than enough money around. So it's just, how do I get it? I got to provide more value to other people. The only way I can do that is become more valuable myself, right? So I just started trying to become more valuable every single day. And as I've done that, my life has expanded. It's been crazy.
And so here you are, 31, broke. You start reading, you meet her. She apparently has some good influence over you.
Mm-hmm.
And you then what? Like, you're still broke.
So I started doing better at work. I met her at work.
Where were you working?
Quicken Loans.
Quicken Loans.
I was doing mortgages. That's where I met her. So she was new. I'd been there for a while. I saw her pass by and I was like, ooh.
Were you a supervisor?
No,
You can't be humping the help, bro.
No, I was a loan officer, but I saw her passing by and I was like, she's kind of cute. So I acted like I was on a phone call and walked out into the aisle and saw what she was working with. I was like, all right, I guess I'll go talk to her. And rest was history. She was 23 at the time. I was thinking this will be fun. Because when I was 23, I was a knucklehead. I wasn't trying to settle down. But she's like kind of beyond her years, a little bit of an old soul. So we just connected right away. And I started doing better at work. She comes from a family of like save. So when I met her at 23, she had like 60 grand saved in the bank.
Dang.
So I'm thinking like, I need that in my life. I can't save worth a shit, right? I would just spend as soon as I'd get it.
Well, that's why you slid up in there. It's not 60K, dude. Tell the truth.
I mean,
People always ask me, why did I marry my first wife? I said, because she had a truck and I needed one.
It was cool, man. We just hit it off, and she had, truth be told, she kind of had what I needed. Yeah, she could save money. I couldn't. So she kind of instilled that into me, and then I started making more money at work. I started saving, maxing out my 401k, all the things you're taught to do as a successful person. And then I just started realizing I had golden handcuffs. I was making six figures, maxing out my 401k, but getting taxed a ton. So I'm not really keeping that much of it. And I always felt like I was making the company more wealthy. So I'm like, all this effort I'm putting into this job and I'm doing well, I'm really doing well for them. So how do I do well for me and our family? I got to start my own thing. So I walked into my job October 8th of 19 and I just quit. Told them I was quitting. I was getting promoted that day, which was crazy. They're like, you're quitting, you're getting promoted. What are you talking about? I'm like, I quit. I'm done. Just started doing real estate. Had no clue.
Why real estate?
I had friends in real estate, and you see real estate on like HGTV. You think it's cool. Like,
so that's
I
another thing back
houses.
in the day. Nobody was doing real estate back in the day.
Yeah. Very few people back then.
Now it's like everybody's in fucking real estate.
It was sexy, right? You see the flip or flop, and I'm like, oh, I could do that. And it sucked. I hated doing flips. I hated doing wholesaling. Made some money.
But you got to know people, don't you? Like, I try to call people over to, hey, maybe we should put up a stack stone wall. And I'll call people, and like it's like a month before anyone even comes over to give me a bid.
Yeah.
And then when you get a bid, it's like, stupid amount, $120,000 for what? a fucking fake stack stone facade on a wall. Like, that's crazy. Like, I could damn near do this myself. All I need some plaster.
Yeah. It's good to know people. Guy to my right. So
you got to know someone that knows someone.
Well, he's a contractor by trade.
That's all you got to worry about.
Yeah. So
you know how much it costs. And a lot of the times, dude, they come over, once they know you don't know, that price goes way up. And you can't be profitable that way.
Right.
So like, if you're going to flip houses, dude, you kind of got to know somebody, because you got to know that, I can redo that whole kitchen for 20 grand or less, because that's what you're calculating as you're walking through there. Right. But if I'm like, I don't know what the kitchen's going to cost, and I think it's going to be, 20 grand, and it turns out to be, 60, well, pretty soon I'm out of business as a flipper.
Right.
And where'd you get the money to flip? Her?
No.
Did you talk her out of any?
We did not do that. We used
the question is, did you talk her out of any?
Did I? I think I might have talked her out of getting a new car.
If you didn't, dude, you're not a closer. There's still a girl out in the world that I probably owe money to, that I used to freaking, get money from. But that was back in the day.
She's going to listen.
By the way, if you're out there and I owe you money, feel free, give me a call. We'll get you settled up. It's funny because I swear to you, I got a call. I didn't get a call. I got a letter, and it turned out to be this girl that I knew back when I married my first wife. It was my wife's friend. And back in those days, we didn't have any money either. And, I think I borrowed like, $2,000 or $3,000 from her for something. I don't even remember. And then I didn't know we'd never paid it, but apparently she sent me a letter that said, "Hey, I saw you on social media. I see that you're basically rich and famous now, and I'm wondering if it might be a good time to, finally get paid." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she literally saved every receipt, every payment date. Like, she gave me to what looked like could have won her a settlement in court. Like, it was fucking thorough. And I was so fucking impressed with it. I'm like, unbelievable. So she said, basically, you paid this and you made these payments, but then you and her got divorced and we didn't see each other anymore. And then you moved away and you still owe me like $987. And I said, $987. How long ago was that? It was like fucking 28 years, 30 years ago. And I'm like, wow, holy shit. I won't say her name because she might not want me to say it, but I said, holy shit. So I said, "What's your Venmo?" She tells me her Venmo. I go, ching. She goes, "Oh my God." I'm like, interest. And I probably still save money.
Account for inflation.
Yeah. So if there's any others out there in the world, let me know, because I forgot. Like, I don't remember that shit. But I do know that I did close a few of the ladies on helping me survive. Someone said when I was in Zuma Beach one time, living there, like not on the beach, but on the beach. Like, I was homeless on the beach, but it was by choice. Someone said, "Well, how did you get away from that? What did you do?" I said, "I found a chick that had a house."
Living on the beach by choice. Some people pay to be on the beach.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I was down in LA. I didn't want to go home, and I didn't have any money and didn't have any money for a hotel and didn't know anybody. So, I go to the ocean and fucking crash out on the sand. You can make a little pillow out of the sand and fucking sit there. And, one time I brought a girl there and she didn't know that, like, I lived there. We were just hanging out romantically on the beach. Woke up, we were still on the beach. And she's like, "Oh, we better get going. Can I take you home?" I'm like, "No."
You're in my bedroom.
I'm like, "Nah, I'll figure out how to get home." But anyway, long story short, I basically ran into a girl that had a house that I liked. And I'm like, hey, how do I stay here? So, hey, people say, well, that's using people. Dude, in my mind, using people, not in a bad way, is smart. We should all be using each other, right?
It's true.
That's how intelligent societies elevate themselves above other ones. Civilizations, they leverage, they use each other. It's just, there's a bad word about using people. You're a user. You use people. Like, that's a bad thing. It's a good thing. You're supposed to use people, but you're also supposed to be useful.
Right. It's a form of relationship.
Like, it is a relationship. It's 100% relationship.
Like, relationship is probably the best currency, the most valuable currency, aside from time.
Yeah, dude, you can't be coming in here stealing all my shit just because you listen to me.
Yeah.
People are going to be like, "Damn, that dude's smart." No, that's my shit, fool. But I agree. Relationships, dude. Every dollar you've ever received came from one. Do you know that?
100%.
So that means if you want more dollars, get more relationships,
100%.
which boils down to more hands you shake, more money you make. And by the way, that's another BL original. More hands you shake, the more money you make. People always say, well, how do I get paid more? Go fucking meet more people. The reason you don't have what you want is because you don't know the person you need to know.
It's true. It's true, because when you said you have to know people in real estate, I was 2 months into my real estate entrepreneur thing, hadn't left the house, didn't make a penny, obviously, because I hadn't left the freaking house, this close to going back to my job. And I'm like, I just need to go where people are at. So I started going to local meetups. I'm sitting in my car. First meetup I was going to go into, I'm scared to death because I didn't know anyone in there. I'm thinking they're all going to be super successful. I just quit my job. I'm this employee. I'm not an entrepreneur. What are they going to get from me? And I almost turned around and went back home. I went into there, met some really cool people, started going to every single meetup, right? I did not miss a meetup in town. I became the face in town. Everyone saw me there all the time. I got 8 deals from January till March of 2020, 0 marketing, just meeting people.
Yeah, more hands you shake, more money you make.
That's it. I got brought into deals, and then this crazy thing called the pandemic hit in March of 2020. Meetups went away. So I'm like, well, shit, now what do I do? That's when I started listening to podcasts again. I heard Chris Noggle on the podcast talking about infinite banking. I was like, it makes a lot of sense. I went down a rabbit hole, started learning everything I could about it, and got obsessed with it. I'm talking about like 2, 3 in the morning reading articles on my phone.
What do you think the best book ever written on the subject is?
Probably the GOAT, the guy that came up with it. It's Becoming Your Own Bank, or Becoming Your Own Banker by R. Nelson Nash. Like a 70-page
book.
book.
Banker by R. Nelson Nash.
Can you safely predict that they will both perform identically during their lifetimes?
That one?
Of course
That's
not.
it.
Because you and I know someone that can get 200 to 300,000 miles out of a car with no trouble.
Come out.
That's it.
I'm already at one step ahead, folks. Go get yourself the book if you're interested in infinite banking. So you bought the book, started learning everything about it?
Yeah, I bought that book. I read as many books as I could on the concept. I think I've read
on
6 or
infinite
7.
banking. And tell these guys, what is infinite banking in a nutshell?
So infinite banking is basically becoming the bank in your own life. So what do
But
banks
you have to
do?
have money to begin with, don't you?
Everyone has money. It's just, where does their money go? Where does your money go when you usually
Well,
get
you
it?
didn't have money. I didn't have money. We didn't have money. Not everybody has money.
I had money, but where was it going?
Well, after you met her and you were saving it, yes. But before you said you had $300. That's not money.
Right, because where was all my money going? It was going to my car payment. It was going to this
To the bank, basically.
Yeah, because what does the bank do? The bank makes an arbitrage on money, a spread on money.
Not even their money.
By borrowing ours.
Everybody else's.
They borrow ours with deposits. They pay us a percentage, a fraction of percentage. They take that money and they go make more than what they're paying us. So they're just keeping the spread, the difference.
How do banks go under?
Banks go under by lending out more than they actually have. So when everyone tries to go get all their money and the bank doesn't have it, they have to sell off assets. The bank does sell off assets at a loss. So if they bought into certain assets and those assets went down in value, they have to sell those off. Now they have a loss just to pay back the deposits.
And so infinite banking is when you become your own bank.
Right.
But can you be a bank with $1,000?
You could start one. It's just going to take longer. Yeah.
What's the ideal amount if someone had in their bank right now? Like, dude, if you had X and you just started doing this, it'd be short term before you.
I tell people, like, kind of the bare minimum for it to really make sense is 10 grand a year. If you can put 10 grand a year into your bank, not their bank, Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and then just use your bank as your own banking system. Instead of going to them for money, you go to your bank for money and then just pay yourself back with interest, just like you pay the bank back with interest. It'll work.
So let's just use 100 grand as an example. So you go down, open up a bank account for 100 grand, right? Do you give it to the bank or no?
If you open a bank account?
Yeah, like you're becoming your own bank. Do you have it? How do you give yourself an account? Is it in cash in your bedroom? Where is this money?
It has to come from a bank.
Okay, so you put 100 grand in the bank.
Yep.
Okay.
So you'd put $100,000 in a bank account, whatever bank account you usually use.
What bank do you use?
I use Bank of America.
Okay, so you go
That's
down to
one of
B of A, you open a 100 grand account. Now, let's say I see a car for 20 grand. Rather than financing it for 2,000 down and 400 a month, I say I'll pay for that car in cash right? But then I pay back that $100,000 bank account. The 20 grand's now gone, obviously, because I bought the car cash. Now I pay that bank account back $400 a month for 51 months or whatever it is.
That's the concept, but you're using, instead of a bank account, you're using a specially designed whole life insurance policy. Reason being is if you use a bank account and you take the cash out to buy the car, you're no longer making your 0.06% interest or whatever they pay you, right? So if you use a whole life policy, you're guaranteed to make 3.25% plus dividends. So way higher than any bank account pays you, guaranteed, and it's tax-free. You're going to make that even though you're using the money because you're borrowing against your money. You're not removing your money.
At what point did this policy come into play?
So you've got 100 grand, let's say, in Bank of America. I'm going to fund my whole life insurance policy with that 100 grand. So I'm going to put 100 grand of premium into this policy.
At one shot?
One shot. You can do it over.
Okay, so now your 100 grand's gone.
It's not in your bank anymore. It's in your policy.
It's over at Mass Mutual.
Mass Mutual, One America,
or whatever it's called.
Whoever.
Franklin. So, what's the one called?
We use Lafayette Life a lot.
Yeah, Lafayette. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've got it now.
So they've got the money.
And they're promising you more than the bank was anyway.
Guaranteed.
Okay. And you're able to borrow
against it
immediately?
Within 30 days. Usually
it makes no sense. The full amount or partial?
Partial.
What kind of percentage?
It depends on how it's set up, but up to about 90%.
And what if you find you don't necessarily need to borrow it?
Then it just sits there and makes your guaranteed 3.25% plus dividends.
But as long as you're not using credit cards and paying interest on anything, you don't want to pay interest on anything anymore.
Yeah. Because
what if you buy a house, you don't have the money to buy the house yet?
Well, then you got to take into account interest rates, right? Like when interest rates were 2.9%, I'd borrow that all day long because it's 2.9%. It's basically free money. Right now it's 7%. So you're going to think twice before you get a home loan, right? But if you have enough in your policy to go buy a house, still, is it a good decision? Because let's say you buy that house you've got $1 million in cash value in your policy. You borrow against it, you go buy the house cash. Now you pay yourself what you would have paid on a 30-year mortgage, let's say, 7% interest. But could you take that $1 million and make more than 7% interest? I know I can. Could you? I know you probably could.
Well, I can easily.
Yeah. So why would you do that then? Just borrow at 7% from the bank, pay them 7%, take your $1 million and go make more than 7%. You see what I'm saying? Infinite banking is just an arbitrage on borrowed money. That's it.
And it's your own money at the end of the day. At what point in time is that whole life, like if you die, how much money you got coming?
Depends on the size of the policy, right? So I've got a policy that's as small as $1 million. So when I pass away, my trust will get $1 million tax-free. I've got one that's as high as 12 million right now, I think 12 or 11 million. So it just depends on how much you're putting in is going to dictate how big the death.
Let's say somebody wants 10 million if they die. What kind of premium is that if they're 35 years old?
See, that's how most people think about life insurance, right? What is my death benefit? What's the premium? We build them backwards. So we don't build it for the death benefit. We build it for the cash value. So we say, how much can you put into a policy per year? I can put 10,000 a year. I can put 100,000. I can put $1 million. I can put 5 million. Whatever you can put in, that's what you're putting in. That's what you're injecting into your banking system every year. Then the cash value is what we focus on. Inevitably, you're going to have a death benefit. The more you put in, the higher the death benefit. Death benefit's kind of the cherry on top.
But I thought the death benefit, if you want 10 million when you die, then you have to pay X amount of dollars minimum.
If you have a regular whole life. So it's just built different. So we're building it for the cash value. We're trying to lower the death benefit. Without getting too technical, there's two parts to a life insurance policy. There's the base premium. That's a regular whole life. You pay a base premium of $100 a month, $1,000 a month, whatever. That base premium gets you X amount in a death benefit.
How come it doesn't start a bank account though?
Because it's just base premium. It pays for the death benefit. It creates cash value very slowly. That's why most people think of whole life as like a bad investment because you're not gonna have any cash from it for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. What we do is we lower the base premium. So if you wanted to put in, let's say $100,000 a year, instead of that being 100% base premium, we make it maybe 30 grand base premium. So now you've got a lower death benefit, but then we take that difference, the 70,000, and you're overfunding the death benefit. That's what's getting you all the cash value. Gets you a little more death benefit, but it's getting you cash because there's no commissions. The base premium pays all the commissions. That's why people want to have higher base premium when they're actually selling it. We want lower base, get you more cash because it's a numbers game. More policies we set up, we're going to eventually make a lot of money, but we're going to help more people because they're going to be able to start their own bank using the cash value.
But if it's a small amount, you can only do it for a small amount.
What do you mean?
Like if you only put 100 grand in there, you can't buy something for 600 grand.
Right. So it's all relative to like how much you have.
You can go to a bank if your shit's right and get 600 grand. If you don't have enough, you might have to borrow from the bank and yourself. Just depends. And what happens when you're tapped out and the bank would have gave you 60 months and now you're tapped out for 60 months? It's just the same thing.
Well, first thing, it's more of, I like to think of it like a business. Like this business you have, did this happen overnight?
Yes.
I know that ain't true. You started at 33, right?
I started yesterday.
It took a while, right? Nothing happens overnight. So like you have to think of this policy as a business. You're not going to like if you put $1 into this business, your business today, you're going to be able to get more than $1 out, right?
Well, right now it's fucking looking pretty good. You know,
it's like it's like an ATM at this point, right?
Yeah, it's getting juicy.
You're doing good. But at first you put $1 in, you might not get $1 out for a while, right?
100%.
Same thing with policies. So you put $1 in, the way we build them, you're going to get up to 90 cents out the first year.
Now, what's the difference between infinite banking and premium financing?
So premium financing is something kind of totally different. I don't really focus on that, so I can't speak on it too much. But infinite banking is just, I hate the word one trick pony, but for the most part, it's kind of what I am. I'm an expert at one thing. I'm going to focus on just that instead of be a jack of all trades. Premium financing is a little different. I'm not too versed on it.
Dude, I'm trying to get people to understand, look, if you guys ain't making $200,000 a year, hit this dude up.
Well, and the cool thing about ours too, let's say you don't want to do insurance forever. Say you think that's stupid.
Who wouldn't? Who cares?
I agree. But say somebody has that in their head where that's not what they want to do. They want to make it opening a fucking dispensary or something. Oh, well, get into insurance. And then because of the residual recurring revenue, you can build a practice for 3 or 4 years, hire a couple of people to nurture it. And then you can go do whatever you want to after that.
Yeah, but if you open a dispensary, dude, you're raking in the money.
Well, let's open one.
There's a million people with one already.
That's what I feel.
Are you a little late?
That's what I feel. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that still want to open one, but they're a little bit late to that gold rush, I think. So let's.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but I seem to see a fucking dispensary every block.
Yeah.
You know what's mine going to be? You know what it'll end up becoming?
What?
The nearest one to your house or your work.
Yeah, it's just like a liquor store, man.
Yeah,
the one on the way home.
Yeah, like let's say I was a weed smoker and I took off out of here and there was one right at the end of this street. Well, dude, that's the one I'm going to use. I'm not going clear across town because you got a better one.
Right. No, I do the same.
And not
thing.
only that, I mean, if you ask me, they all carry the same shit, don't they?
Well, so it's goofy though, because my wife will drive across town because one wine store she likes is cleaner on the inside, but I'm going to the one that's at the corner on the way to the house.
Does she have nothing to do?
She has nothing to do. I do. So that's probably what it is. No, she has things to do. They're just different. So, and she has a little more freedom.
Why would she waste all that time because it's cleaner?
I don't know. Preference.
Maybe she's just particular.
I'm more like you. Time Nazi. I'm going to go to the convenient one. She's very particular. So there are some people that might go to the dispensary across town, but the dispensary thing, I think, and I see that a lot. People want to do something cool, want to open an exotic car dealership, whatever it is. That's great. But what I'm saying is there's a real massively growing opportunity. The number of Medicare beneficiaries is going from 50 to 70 million in the next 5 years. So it's a massively growing market. And if they lower the age for Medicare to go down to 60, which I don't agree with, but if they do, that market's going to explode even more.
Why don't you agree with it?
I don't agree with doing anything they can't pay for. So if they can figure out a way to pay for it, then that's fine. But I don't agree with pay for Medicare because Medicare.
Well, doesn't the customer pay for it?
No. Not always. Most of the time, the customer is
so
not
you're selling something
that
that the customer doesn't pay for?
I'm selling the product that goes along with Medicare. Medicare itself is provided by the government.
So tell me how it works.
Okay, so Medicare is typically 80-20.
Okay, let's say I'm 65.
You're 65.
Pitch me.
You need Medicare supplements to come in.
Let's role play. Ready?
Let's role play. Go.
How you doing, Sonny?
All right, Brad, how are you doing? I saw you.
Oh, shit, I'm doing dandy.
Okay.
You know me.
Yeah, I know you. Well,
Family came out last week.
Yeah?
That was nice to see.
Well, that's great, Brad. Well, I hadn't seen you in a long time, but I saw you were turning 65, and I wanted to...
65?
65.
Your records are all fucked up, son. I'm 82.
Oh, well, shit. We need to figure out what you already have then.
What do you mean?
Well, you're Medicare right now. What do you have? You have like Aetna or Mutual of Omaha helping you with your Medicare?
I don't even know.
You don't know?
Nope.
Well, we're going to set up an
All I
appointment and
take
have
is
somebody come
boner
over and
pills.
look at it. I call this a dead role play, right? This is the guy that don't know shit.
Yeah. All right. You know, I got Aetna.
You have
And
Aetna.
I'm glad I met you.
Yeah, well, Aetna is a great company. It's one of the companies we work with. What are you paying for Aetna?
$420.
$420.
Oh,
Jesus.
I thought I didn't pay.
No, you didn't. Well, you were paying $420 right there.
I ain't
for it.
paying shit.
You ain't paying shit. We have that zero
you
premium
said government
plan.
pays me.
Well, the government pays for your Medicare itself.
That's what I'm
but your
talking about, aren't
Aetna
we?
comes along and supplements.
So there's
the
no such
Medicare.
thing as plain Medicare.
There is, but it's bad because there's an unlimited 20% coinsurance on it. Meaning, if you go into the hospital and you have $1 million bill, you're going to be out $200,000.
Okay, so you come along and you say, look, let me supplement your Medicare policy
Right.
with this other policy.
We cover the $200,000. We're covering the 20% uncapped coinsurance. that goes
Gotcha.
with it.
So-
That's the big part of it.
Yeah, so you're chasing Medicare. Everyone's got Medicare already, right?
Yeah, we're looking for the people that have Medicare or are getting Medicare right now.
I got
And we're
you.
educating them
Well,
on
you know
how
what?
Medicare works.
Here's my prediction for y'all business. It's in trouble.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I'm telling you, the managed...
It is if those vaccinations are problematic in a year. You know why? Because isn't it weird how COVID is wiping out the old and obese?
So that is a concern, though, because
I know, but
you're
you
talking
know-
about like Bill Gates level genocide trying to
Well,
get
not
rid
only
of...
that, dude, but who do they owe all the money to? The people that paid Social Security their whole fucking lives. Now they're older, and now there's some fucking disease that's wiping out the old folks. They don't have the money to pay them.
But they're also
Now
going
again,
to
that's
lower that.
That's conspiracy.
That's
shit.
conspiracy, but
just,
no,
just
there's-
for the record, folks, I'm just saying the conspiracy. I don't believe all that.
But there's the potential that there's some truth to that. I mean, we don't fucking know.
So
but
that's why I'm saying, what if
Yeah.
you guys are in trouble? Because guess what? In a year and a half, all the old people, all the elderly, all the freaking 55 plus
Yeah.
people, boom, they drop dead. People say, what happened?
Right.
It's the second wave.
Yeah.
Get your vaccinations. and in reality, it was the vaccinations.
Dude, I mean,
and it took a year because right now,
the
dude,
ripple effect of that is like catastrophic to tons and tons of industries.
Well, I've read
though.
reports where, like, you know, the trials on animals for these current vaccinations, you know, the animals lasted fine for about a year and then
Yeah.
they started plopping dead. So
It's
it's
all
like,
old people getting the vaccination. I mean, you're right, but they are also
but what if they all
lowering-
disappeared?
Well, that would suck, dude. That
For
would
you,
fucking suck.
you'd have to switch.
Well, we have a good sales apparatus.
You'd have to go to life.
We'd go to life and annuities right away. We'd
Quick.
pivot. Now, luckily, we have a good brand name and we've built that, and so we would be able to pivot pretty quickly.
Dude, that
and-
ain't gonna happen.
And I don't think it's going to happen either. And the Medicare the Medicare buy-in or age lowering is going to happen over time, and so you're going to see that group get larger just because they're allowing more people into it. It's like you were shocked. You said you have to be 65 to have Medicare. In probably 5 or 10 years, it'll be age 60. Everybody 60.
Well, that should be
and up.
good for you.
It will be good.
Why are
for
you
us.
against it then?
Well, I'm not necessarily good. It's shit. If I sold vaccines, that'd be good for me for everybody to get the vaccine, but I'm not necessarily for everybody going and getting the vaccine either. You know what I mean? There's principle and there's money, and I love money, but I don't want to do it at the expense of my ethics and what I believe in.
You believe in 60-year-olds don't deserve it?
No, I believe that if they offer it to them, they should have to pay a tiered structure into it because they haven't paid
You
as
just
much
don't
time.
like. You just don't like they would get it free.
I don't want them to get it for free. I don't think anybody should get something for free that somebody else had to wait until they were 65 and work all those extra years to get it and pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean, they paid for it in taxes.
Now, these supplemental policies that you place with these folks,
Yeah.
who underwrites all that?
In major insurance carriers, Aetna, Humana, United Healthcare.
So you're selling their products.
Yes, we're the distribution arm for them.
Yeah. And you have to find your own leads, or do they have websites where they shovel you leads?
I mean, you can buy leads. We try to create our own leads because most people that are selling leads, other than you guys, have an interest in a lead company that I'm interested in talking to you about, and we talked about yesterday. And there are some good lead companies, but I'm quoted as saying yesterday's best lead vendor is tomorrow's worst lead vendor. Now, they don't all have interactive video, so that's a new concept. But we like to generate our own leads, via branding, telemarketing, whatever it is, where we own the lead flow and we know that that lead's not being sold to 15 people. That's a big problem in the lead world. You buy a lead from somebody that gets it and they'll sell it to you for $30, but then they'll turn around and say, okay, now it's a B lead. I'm going to sell it to 5 more people for $10.
How fast?
Pretty damn quick. Sometimes 24 hours,
Well, do they tell you that's what's happening?
Fine print, for sure. Some of them probably don't tell you, and they should be.
That's just raping the market. If you ask me, if I got this person right here and I say, this person wants insurance and I sell it to you, I say, you don't want me to sell it to anybody else? It's $100.
Yeah.
If you want it, it's $10, but you can have it for 10, you can have it for 10, and you can have it for 10. And whoever sells them, but they're looking for insurance.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Well, and there are lead vendors that do that. They're typically $60 to $70 a lead in the Medicare space, and you're buying real-time exclusive lead flow, but it's few and far between because they figured out they could make more money and they are screwing that market up for themselves.
Have you ever ran those leads and like closed deals? I mean, I'm sure they closed or people wouldn't continue to buy leads.
Yeah, man. I've closed deals from every lead vendor because, if you can sell and communicate effectively what you're trying to do, you can sell every level of lead. But there is a higher quality lead, and we found that the highest quality leads are ones we develop, and that's something we train on. So in Medicare Gurus University on Lightspeed now, we'll train.
Yeah, but you can't generate enough.
You can't. You got to spend a lot of money. Now, for people that join our hierarchy, we're normally going to plug them into telemarketed or Facebook programs that generate some lead flow for them.
Yeah.
So they have plenty to go
it's
off
called prospecting.
of. Prospecting, yeah.
Yeah, so you teach them to find their own leads so they're not dependent on buying them. But if I were in the business, and by the way, I'm about to be, I would be educating people. But I'd go do it first just to make sure I know what I'm talking about. But in my mind, I would say you do both. Like, give me those leads, and I'm going to prospect, and I'm going to freaking start a podcast, and I'm going to start a personal brand, and I'm going to get a fucking Super Bowl commercial, and I'm going to, just get attention. I do insurance, folks.
Yeah.
I do insurance. You need insurance? You need insurance? Anybody need insurance? That's all I'm doing. Yeah. So it's not just prospecting. It's going to be prospecting. It's going to be buying leads. Because the whole goal is obviously volume, right?
Well, you're talking about putting enough attention out on what you're doing so that people are reaching out to you. And that's what we do. But then we also have to buy, like you said, there's not enough inbound. So we have to buy additional lead flow to support the agent force.
Yeah. Because if you just went to 4,500 agents because the podcast dropped and you had a bunch of veterans go, dude, I'm going to try this out. And you had a bunch of other people go, dude, I'm going to go call this dude and start selling insurance.
Right. We would have to have a scalable lead flow. So we would use
the
most scalable lead flow systems out there right now.
You have to buy leads, bro.
Yeah, and we do that.
And you have to buy them from me.
I will buy them from you. That's where Real Financial and Medicare Gurus unite right there.
That's right. Real Financial is going to generate our own leads and buy our own leads.
And I want to buy some of your leads.
So Real Financial will also pay Sales Hammer.
I don't want to buy your leads, Brad. Just put it down. I'll give you my credit card number right now. You start selling me leads. Just get them on tap.
Fair enough. That's how it works.
That's how it works, man.
Yeah, because like most of the business we're doing is like companies that just every month they buy, 10 grand, give them to their team. 10 grand, give them their team. Some of them do like $4 million a year in leads, buying leads.
Yeah.
But they're also making $200 million a year selling those leads.
Right.
And you said the problem with the lead business is, what'd you say the problem was?
Yesterday's best lead vendor is today's worst. They're always changing.
Well, again, I'm just getting I'm new into it, so I don't know everything, but I do see that. But I also see pussy salesmen.
Oh, definitely.
You give someone 1,000 leads and they call the first 5 and they're not fucking interested. Or someone said, stop calling me, you fuckers. There's 9 of you have called me so far.
Yeah.
And they're like, these leads are garbage. And they fucking only called 5 of the motherfuckers. Shut up, dude. It's called work.
Absolutely.
Like pick up the phone and start calling the rest of them. You got to get through all 1,000 of those before you can judge that batch of leads.
Yeah.
What if the last 40 people you called close? Well, that means you paid $1,000 for the lead and you made $40,000. I'd be wanting to fucking get I'd want to get a batch every day.
Yeah.
But most people don't do that. They look at the 5. They're like, these leads are garbage, and they talk themselves out of fucking selling anything.
Yeah, it's all mental, man.
Those are average folks.
They are, and they're not. That's not the people we're looking for. But we have to comb through a shitload of them.
Do you mean you should partner in training people?
We do. I can train a fucking agent.
But you need my juice in there.
I need the technical. I'll do the technical stuff, and you tell them how to not be a pussy.
Exactly. Because that's the bottom line.
That is the bottom line.
Plus, if you're working for me and I'm giving you those leads and I have to buy them, shut the fuck up and call. That's what I'm paying you for. Call those motherfuckers. Say this.
Yeah.
That's how I did it.
Yeah.
Now you do it. And then boom, a year from now, you'll be looking back telling some new kid to do it. Right. So just work. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Most people don't want to work.
And you said it yesterday.
See that? Gave myself a bomb.
That's what you should. And most people are like you said yesterday, I don't want to work hard.
Hell no.
And I don't want to work hard forever either. But
not forever.
But you have to put the hard work in for a little while.
You were raised so well that you have a problem saying you don't want to work hard.
I do have a problem with it, but I don't want to work hard forever.
But you know why though?
Why?
Well, because that's what you've been indoctrinated with.
Yeah.
Your dad, hard work, son. Everybody in your family, hard work. Who's been talked about? Who's ever said that?
We have a family of carpenters.
Right. We're all told hard work. Now, again, just use common sense. Look around the world at the hardest workers. Now, and this is by maybe my definition or skewed perception, but the hardest workers are always the poorest.
Yeah. No, for real.
Yeah. So like I'm supposed to work hard, but yet all the hard workers are fucking broke.
Yeah.
You know, just listen, dude, be grateful for a job, keep your mouth shut. And in 20 years, you're going to get a retirement check.
And then they don't even get the fucking check.
All
forever.
you need to do, son, is hard work. If you just put that work in, you'll get where you want to go. No, hard work is all it takes.
I completely agree. I think when I take a new agent and I'm saying you want to get to where we are right now, you're going to have to put in some hard work for a little while.
I disagree.
To get to another level. You don't have to. You just
has
said
there been a financial rep in the world ever get blisters from fucking writing so many policies?
So we have to differentiate hard work.
Hard work is like blisters and calluses and your backs hurting and you're fucking dirty and sweaty and you have scrapes on you.
So that wouldn't be my dad that would tell me this. It would be my pawpaw would tell me, that unless I have blisters on my hands and I picked up, 48 sacks of shingles.
You're tired. Up a ladder. You're tired of the day.
I've done that
dude,
work.
You just want to go home and lay on the couch.
That work sucks. Have you ever been?
That's hard work.
Have you ever been mentally tired from a day though?
Sure.
Not the same.
Again, you're mentally tired.
Yeah, it's not the same. You're right. I get it.
Shit.
We need to differentiate these terms though, because somebody does have to put in the contact work.
It might be monotonous and it might be, aggravating, but it's not hard.
It's not hard.
Sales isn't hard, bro.
We've just recently brought on a couple of guys that worked in a furniture factory for 10 years. And when you bring them in, they know that it's not hard work, but they also struggle with the mental side of making those contacts and facing rejection over and over and over again.
Well, again, that's mental though.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not saying it's not hard.
Dude,
mentally.
I've carried shingles up on a roof all day long and had fucking fiberglass in my hands, and that fucking sucks. And I know I would never do that.
By definition, that's what I'm defining hard work as.
That sucks. I'll never do that.
Can you agree? You don't
dude, I don't
like hard work.
I don't mow my yard. I don't like hard work. Who does? Only an idiot would like hard work.
See? Your son just said he don't like hard work.
No, I pay people to do all kinds of shit at my house. I paid a guy the other day to change the light bulbs on the front porch because I didn't want to fucking get on a ladder.
Dude, I don't know if there's a service, but I've always been interested in either starting a company because anytime I'd buy something, I think that it should be a company. But like if I could pay some dude or girl, I don't care. Actually, a girl preferably. If I could pay someone to come over to my house with a ladder and the filters and the light bulbs, all the right light bulbs
and filters.
Yeah, once a month, come over. Yeah. Are there any, if you come over and there's no bulbs out and there's nothing to replace, it's $50 for a visit and go away.
I have 2 dogs and we pay somebody to come pick the dog shit up in the backyard.
Dude, that's a norm.
But why not? Why that person should say, hey, we have a bulb and filter service. Add it on. You're coming to my house twice a week anyway.
Well, that's very smart. And most people don't think like that. But when I go talk to roofers and solar people and I'm talking to them about sales, I say the same shit. I'm like, guys, you're knocking on the fucking door. How come you ain't their pool company too?
Yeah.
We're not a pool company. Yeah, but you notice their pool's fucked up. Why don't you just why don't you make a relationship with a pool company and say, give me 20% and I'll fucking tell you where these dirty ass pools are.
We're talking,
or give me 25% and I'll sell the job for you. You just deliver it.
We're talking vertical integration. It'd be like me becoming the marketing company where I have paid marketing services for my downline agents as well. So I'm actually making money on the marketing side as well. It's like us making money on the technology side by being able to sell our technology to people that aren't in our hierarchy.
Yeah, but you should be.
We're working on, we are doing that.
Yeah. I mean, if you do it right, believe it or not, your 450 agents are your customers.
Yeah. That's what I need to talk to you more about. How to make that happen.
And then pretty soon you're going to want to have 45,000.
I want it 45,000
agents, and they're all happy up underneath the, Medicare Guru umbrella. What's the company called? Medicare Guru?
Yes, Medicare Gurus. So people called me the Medicare Guru, and I said I want to train everybody else to be Medicare Gurus. So we are, as a company, the Medicare Gurus.
But I mean, are you a training company or are you an insurance company?
We have our own individual distribution arm, but as a company, we are a training company. And the way that we can create the revenue off of that is from people paying us consulting or course fees, or they can join our hierarchy and we can make override off of and have a vested interest in training. It's like when I talked to you about Lightspeed and you said, hey, you can do $2 per account per month, or you can do 80-20. And I said, let's do 80-20 because I want you to have a vested interest in my success. Mm-hmm. So at some point, people are paying me for training, but I say, hey, you can join my hierarchy, and now I have an extreme vested interest in your success. The more successful you are, the more money I make.
So you train them to just go do it, and if they're stars, you give them a structure that they can join.
Absolutely,
make it easy. Plug them in.
It's a cultivating process. Some of them maybe I don't want to be in my hierarchy. They're not working hard, but I'm okay with them paying me for a course. What
are your core values at the Medicare Guru?
Core values are smart, hungry, humble, which we pretty much stole from Patrick Petrosini from The Ultimate Team Player. You read that book?
I like smart, hungry. The word humble, they call me literal Lee.
Yeah.
So when I look up the word humble, the definition is just not appealing to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that, oh, he's sweet and kind and considerate. Humble means that you have a low opinion of yourself.
Is that what it means? We have to change the fucking core values, guys. We got to take humble off of there.
Definition of humble.
As an adjective, it means having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance.
Oh, wow. That's not a good definition.
Why should you have a low opinion of your importance? Like fucking no.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you should have a high opinion of your importance. Now, you shouldn't be arrogant. There's a difference. So when someone says be humble, I agree with what people think humble means.
Yeah.
But when I look up the word humble, I'm like, well, shit, I don't want to be humble. I don't think that's true. Mm-hmm. But who am I to judge? And if the Bible says be humble, which I think it does.
In some words,
I don't know. I got to go check on that. But well, then I don't know. I don't want to be a false prophet.
Yeah. But, I think that the definition that we think of, humble meaning would be, not
kind, considerate,
being considerate, and actually wanting to do right by others in the process in that hungry process. So hungry and humble don't actually go together in the sense of the way we feel that they do. So when we think of our core values, we're thinking, I want someone to be hungry and humble. And so that combination of saying like, hey, look, I'm not boastful and crazy about, where I am in the world, but I am hungry for more. And so it's that combination. We had an issue with, early on, I read the book by Chet Holmes. I can't remember what it's called, but he talks about hiring people with egos so big they're hard to control. But like I'm in your office, right? And you don't do that. You hire smart, hungry, and humble by my definition people that make great team players. And that's why you have a great culture here. If you hire people like you have a big ego, and that's good, but if everybody in here had this gigantic ego, it wouldn't work.
I don't have a big ego.
I have a big ego.
I don't have an ego. I think your ego is not your amigo.
Okay.
I think ego is what you develop when you're actually insecure.
Okay.
You're actually not as confident as you're pretending. And so then you develop an ego to protect your inner self because here's what I think I should assign you a task of creating a Bradley dictionary of terms where you redefine it. And it doesn't have to be Bradley's dictionary. It's the dictionary. Define
ego.
Ego means a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance.
Yeah, don't you think you have you have a high esteem or high importance?
Yes.
So you have an ego.
Okay.
So listen. So we're going to agree to disagree. We're going to
hold on.
I get a bomb.
I stand corrected. No, that ain't a bomb. That's a cheer.
That's a cheer.
Here's a bomb.
There you go.
And I'll give you one of those.
So listen,
you don't want one of these.
I learned something though from you too. You should get a cheer for correcting me on humble. I'm literally considering changing that because I don't like the textbook definition of it.
Well, don't go against the grain, son.
Don't go against the grain.
Okay.
I'm overthinking it.
Just float.
Keep going.
Don't challenge.
I did like.
Do not push back. Do not question.
I did like
just
your
go
core
with the
values
flow.
on the wall. All were number one.
Listen. Even a dead fish can go with the flow. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anytime, like when you said earlier, you said you question things. That's right. I question things. And that's what I recommend people do. Question everything. You can be skeptical. It's 100% okay. Like someone walks in and says, hey, this is how you do it. You go, is it? Is it how you do it?
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing it for 5 years. Look at my results. Interesting. That is great. Is there a better way to do it?
Yeah.
No, there's no better way of doing it. Why do you say that? Like, because have you checked? Like, be curious.
Right.
And question shit. But dude, I'm glad you came only because, dude, there's a lot of people going to listen to this, probably going to find their way to your doorstep and get themselves a real job or a real career.
I'd love to find more of the veterans too.
It's not a job. It's a career. Why do I say that? Well, because they don't, they could become your W-2 employee, but more than likely they're going to become their independent business under your business support.
Yep.
And you've got the best products to represent. There's people in the world that need it and buy it on a regular basis. All you have to do is put in the work.
So what do you think's the key if you're in the insurance game? What do you think the key is?
Key is to know your product and scale it. You got to teach others, duplicate yourself, and go help them, man. Go serve.
You make money when you help other people?
Yeah, that's how it works. That's why I got into it.
Really?
You feel good about it. You protect a family and you make good money.
Well, I mean, is that what you do? Do you just go sell insurance?
Yeah, life insurance. So I sell it, but now I scale a business. I teach other agents how to sell it, and I build it all around the country.
So what are most people doing wrong?
Most people are not taking enough action. Most people are not scaling their business. I think they're taking their money that they're making and selling, and they're not marketing. They're not pushing their brand out, and they're not trying to recruit. I think they hold on to their money. They don't invest in mentors. They don't invest in themselves. And you got to take a chance on yourself to grow.
You ain't lying. Got a bomb there. Dude, most people won't do that for some reason.
I
They're
know
like
why.
they're like afraid.
Should be afraid not to.
They're afraid to spend that nest egg they've accumulated, because what if something happens?
Yeah. Well, so what? That's why you have credit cards. Let's go.
So you just want to sit there and not use your money when it's a tool. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
So it says here IGA at People First Agency.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the
that's our
you're working
agency. Yeah. There's 84. Us and our partners are the number one agency in sales. We haven't lost in the last 30 years.
Dude, what was the time the moment you decided, screw this broke crap?
Yeah. I think it was girlfriend left me, broke as a joke, and I wanted a lifestyle. I wanted to do something amazing with my life. And I would look around. I knew I was different. I had something in me, but I needed an opportunity. So that's why I needed to be an entrepreneur before I was an entrepreneur. So I found a company, great mentors, great product, something I can back. And I wanted to learn from people that had what I wanted. So I partnered up with a good company.
But what made you pick life insurance?
residuals, renewals. I wanted passive income, not just earned. I didn't want to just trade my time for money.
There's a thing everybody needs to pay attention to. So how'd you know about it though? Like
I got a message from Facebook
that said,
that's like, hey man, I don't know if this is going to be for you or not, but there's this company, they're hiring sales and managers, and I feel like you'd be a good fit. And at the time, you know, I get a lot of those because you're like, oh, multi-level marketing, this and that. I don't know. I was so desperate at that point. I'd take anything. Get out of my servant job. I'm like, I'm with it. So I was open. I was looking. I think I was open. I was looking. I was searching.
Yeah, you got to be open. That's for damn sure. A lot of people say no too much. If you just start saying yes, show up at that party, show up at that restaurant.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you meet somebody, turns your life around. Dude, relationships are the key.
I agree.
So, what you're making over 7 figures all by your lonesome, or do you have employees and shit?
No, I actually have an amazing team. You know, everything that I have is because of my mentors who taught me, and the team that backs me makes me better. I have people in my business that are better than me. So I surround myself with great people. And because of that, you know, obviously you can't lose.
You got somewhat of a following going. Why is everybody following you?
I don't know, man. Being genuine, I guess. Sharing the story. I'm a very relatable guy. You know, I just want to take care of my family, make it, do something with my life, go change a lot of lives, have a lot of fun, and
who doesn't?
Good intentions, exactly.
Yeah, but dude, there's got to be something that snapped, something that said, dude, this is it. I'm not being broke anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the fact that my mom was in credit card debt up to her eyeball and knew she wasn't going to retire. She's working 60, 70 hours a week in a mortgage company, and I'm sitting there, you know.
Is she a cyclops? You said up to her eyeball.
Yeah, eyeballs.
She only has one.
Eyeballs. Okay. Sorry about that, Mom.
She's buried in debt, and you're like, dude, I got to do something.
For sure.
That's a powerful why, your mom, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I needed to make it. No one else in my family made it. Dad was in prison.
What was he go to prison for?
It was actually for fraud. He was in the mortgage industry, went in with the wrong people, and, you know, he's a great guy, but I had to go make it for my family. Be the first one to put him on, take care of him, and that's exactly what I did.
Nice. And you've been doing it for quite a bit now?
I'm going on my 4th year, so I've only been in the industry for 3.5. Going on my 4th year in January. January 4th is my.
How'd you figure it out so fast? Is it your ability to sell? What do you think it is?
I think it's my ability to listen. I'm very coachable. I'll invest in myself, mentors, learn from other people that are way better, and I'm just a student of the game. I work hard.
Who's your mentor? Who taught you?
Dustin Vinnycamp. He's like the broker, and he's soon to be a partner. I'm working on that this year. So he's the man who taught me pretty much everything.
Is he good?
He's a great man. He's a great man. Multiple 7 figures, residuals. He can walk away right now, make $250,000 a month, and he's 40 years old. Beautiful family, goals, just overall happy.
How long's he been doing it?
16 years.
See, he's got a lot to teach.
Yes, sir.
Dude, if someone's listening to this and they're in the insurance game, you know, what would you tell them? Like, how do they go out and freaking turn it around?
I'd say go find a mentor.
Crushing it?
Go find a mentor. Invest in yourself. Go work hard. Be consistent. Don't quit. I think people quit too early before they have a breakthrough. Like, I was going through eating shit, okay, and I just kept doing it and followed and listened and went through the testing of the trials and tribulations until it worked. I figured it out.
Didn't you get a bunch of other insurance agents trying to recruit you to their team?
Yeah, grass isn't greener over there. It's greener where you water it. You got to work on yourself.
Like, I know a couple people in the life insurance game, but they're working for various companies each, and they're always trying to get each other to go work for the other one. Yeah. Is that like that?
No.
What's the game? What's the industry like?
The industry is like that. I mean, it's any industry. People think like just because it's not working at that time, that it's the company that's broken. It's a system. So they never want to take ownership. So they ended up piecing out and trying to figure it out somewhere else when they just need to like plant their freaking flag, make a decision, be committed, and regardless, find a way to win.
Dude, you make it sound easy.
I mean, it's not easy. It's worth it. If you're a quitter, you never win, and winners never quit. So go freaking find a company. It makes sense. Go find a mentor and stick through it.
What would your company be a good company like this one you're with?
Yeah. I agree.
IGA?
It's American Income Life. And follow me, message me. I might be able to get you an interview.
Will they hire people? Do you need a license? What's the deal?
You do need to have a life insurance license. You do have to be hired.
But you go and get those where?
Through the state that you're with.
Felons?
No.
Not allowed.
Unfortunately.
Stay out, folks. Felons are not welcome in this industry. Probably because there's financial records involved.
That's it.
Felons can't be trusted, apparently.
Supposedly.
Dude, I thought once somebody goes to jail, paid their dues, they're back in society as a fresh new slate.
I wish,
like
man.
they paid their dues.
Yeah.
Dude, what if you had a record and you couldn't get your life insurance license? Where would you be right now if you weren't in life insurance?
That's a great question, man. I would go find some sales job door to door, work my way up, scale a business so I can build passive income, leveraging.
Dude, how did you know about passive income? Not a lot of youngsters are really awake to that.
Oh, man. I got in network marketing when I was young. I stopped doing sports, basketball, football, joined a network marketing business. They taught me about residual income, passive income, and I was like, man.
Which one?
It was called Vima.
Oh, Vima.
I don't know if you've heard of it, but
sure.
It went down back in the day.
Yeah, because you guys kept saying don't go to school.
Yeah.
Huh?
You got to be a student, but.
Yeah, but you guys kept telling everybody quit school.
It wasn't me.
And then parents got mad because these Vima guys are running around making claims, telling people to quit school.
Yes, sir.
They didn't like that, the establishment, did they?
No, they didn't.
They shut you down fast, smacked you. What was the owner's name again?
BK Barreco.
Yeah, BK Barreco. That dude's smart, dude.
Yeah.
That dude knows what he's doing with MLMs. And by the way, that was not the organization wasn't a scam.
Yeah.
The fact that they got shut down was a scam. That's
Correct.
a government scam.
Absolutely, man.
They got screwed.
But we learned so much, man. They taught us about.
Dude, you guys would still be huge right now if they wouldn't have done anything.
Crazy, yeah.
And then they want to probably spin it and act like, oh, that's all scammy.
Yeah.
No, dude. The scam was that they got shut down. They weren't doing anything wrong. You probably should quit school. I mean, if you're going to get a degree to meet people, network, get a little education while you're there, fine.
Yeah.
Like I'd like my kid to go for the experience and the relationships.
Correct.
And while they're there, get a degree. But if you think you need a degree to make money, shit.
Come on now. Yep.
Like, dude, I dropped out in the 11th grade. You know that?
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now I've got 2 PhDs, 4 MBAs, and 13 bachelor's degrees.
Wow.
Working for me.
There you go.
See, you don't need a degree when you can hire one.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah? You want to write that down?
That's a bomb right there.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, hit it.
I agree.
That's awesome, man.
But at the end of the day, man, people think, you need this, you need that, But in life insurance, apparently you do. You can't necessarily be a felon.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Well, things I think you can. You can't rob somebody or like beat someone up. I think those are like the
no violent felonies.
You can go sell drugs and like end up getting into it.
I don't know, man. I don't think you can be a felon because of the financial thing.
Yeah.
But folks, it's not that only felons listen to the Bomb Squad, but I know some probably do.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you, folks. Damn it, you're about ready to get excited, change your life. Got to find another vehicle. Insurance ain't it.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
But well, that's good. So now you're 26 years old, killing it in the old insurance game.
Mm-hmm. When
you taking the next leap and starting to show everybody else how to kill it in the insurance game?
Oh, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm talking to you. That's my next avenue is I want to educate, teach people, and make a big impact, because I know that a normal kid can come into the insurance industry with no experience, no idea what they're doing, and learn communication skills, learn sales skills by just throwing themselves in the fire and having a good mentor and just be willing to never give up.
Can you make it sound easy? Can you teach them?
Yeah.
So have you shown people and all of a sudden they started killing it?
Yes, sir. We'll help. I will help 10, 15 people make 6 figures this year that I'm helping mentor. So
really,
yes, sir.
Is that why you got all the followers?
What
are the followers for? Like, who's following an insurance guru? Insurance people?
Because it applies to everything, man. Sales is sales.
Is that all? Oh, so you're just preaching sales.
Sales, leadership development, how to create relationships, just bringing value in general.
But a lot of those followers are insurance agents, no?
Yeah, a lot of them are. Yeah, absolutely.
Because like you can go get a brokerage, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
and like you're not necessarily an employee of American income.
No. But then you have all the overhead, all that other stuff. Like I barely have any overhead.
Yeah, but do you work for them or you just represent them?
I represent them.
Okay, so you work for yourself. What's your organization called?
It's People First.
People First.
That's the motto, man.
IGA at People First agency.
People over it's people first over profit first. So we make decisions based on, character, integrity, doing things the right way so we don't have to redo them.
That's right.
Treat people right.
You don't have time to do it right when you're going to do it over.
Exactly. They say the longest way to success is a shortcut.
You ain't lying. That's a pretty good one. So let me ask you, what about overcoming adversity is so important for the old bomb squad to hear?
It's essential, man. You're going to go through it. It's all about, it builds your character, and when you're going through it, just know that you're supposed to go through it. It makes you who you're supposed to be. It teaches you a lot of lessons, like you said. When you're down, you learn the most. When you're up, it's hard to keep growing like that. You learn a lot about yourself and other people, who's really with you, and when you're going through those times. So I would say enjoy those times, be happy because they're normal, and keep pushing through them, because guess what? When you make it out of it, that's the reason why you're successful, because most people would quit during that time.
What if someone's listening to this, they're not in the insurance game, they got a clean record, they're like, fuck it, I'm going to get my insurance license and I'm going to go do this.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired of breaking my back or making 80 or below.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some.
Mm-hmm.
They go get their license. What would they do, like starting out? When you say pick the right company, what, are there a bunch of wrong ones?
I would go look at the comp plan, look at your mentor.
How would you know, though? You don't have a mentor. You don't know anybody.
Yeah, go find someone that's successful. I would say look for them on social media.
You're one.
Yeah.
Can they just follow you?
They can. They can follow
me. So if you guys need a default, follow
I can help you out. I'll be your friend.
But like when you say like go find a product, well, shit, I've always heard of New York Life or Mass Mutual or shit. Why aren't you with them? Why are you with American Income? Never heard of them before. You
know why? Because I got a message, and
you just happened to?
Yeah, that's how it works.
So New York Life could have snatched you.
They could have. They didn't though.
Because isn't insurance just insurance?
No,
like
there's
at the end of the day.
No, you gotta. What's great about the company that I'm working with is they have a niche. So they do all the benefits for police, firemen, and veterans. So we're not XYZ insurance. They're getting benefits that pay fast. 40,000 different unions actually endorse them, private groups and associations like teachers. So if they say they're the best, it's not just my opinion. It's 40,000 groups that endorse them.
It's the old working man's agency.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Well, if there's people wanting to join, do they hit you up? Do they work for your agency?
Yeah. And that way they get mentorship from people.
Can you train them? Do you have a training system?
Absolutely.
How do you train them?
So we bring them in. We teach them our script.
Manually?
Manually? We have some virtual as well. But I think you can help us out with that, Brad.
Yeah. Damn, Skippy, especially if you have explosive growth. I dropped this podcast.
Yeah.
You get 1,000 people saying, dude, I'm down. I want to make 7 figures. I'll freaking help you build your agency, and you help me build mine. What about when people come to work with you, make you a bunch of money, learn the game, and then want their own agency?
Well, I mean, at least I helped them out, right?
Yeah, but is that what happens?
No, not necessarily, because they start building where they're vested. So once you leave our company after 10 years, you own your renewals, you own your book of business. They're going to pay you for the life of the policies. Policies can stay on the books for 50 to 60, 70 years. So, I mean, if they want to dip out before, they kind of lose all that money. So, and then also, like, you treat people right. You give them a vision that they fit in, and you empower them, inspire them, and you mold them. You usually have loyal people, unless you're, someone that people don't like, and that's why they leave you, or you don't treat them right.
What if people don't like you?
Well, it's okay. I like me.
Yeah, but no, not you particular. Like, what if I'm someone that just people don't like?
Well, learn from that. You might not like them, but if they're successful, you can still learn because you do what.
Well, what if you are one of them?
If you are one that's successful.
No, if you're one of the people that nobody likes.
Oh, you need to change. Hey, I was that way too, though. Life was all about me at one point.
Dude, weren't we all?
My God, yeah. And then you just flip the switch. You're like, wow, I don't even like me right now.
But people don't want to change. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
when change is what is required to get what you're not getting. See, if you want what you're not getting, right, then you have to change what you're doing. Because if you want to change what you're getting, change what you're doing.
Absolutely.
In order to change what you're doing, you have to change what you believe. And in order to change what you believe, you have to get new information.
It's good, man.
That's the only way to change what you believe.
Yeah.
If you never learn anything new, you'll believe what you believe for the rest of your life till you die. So knowing full well you got to change your beliefs to change what you're getting, ultimately.
Yep.
Wake up every day and consume knowledge.
That's it. That's it.
Seek it out.
I have a
Devour
saying-
it.
I have a saying, it's 1% plus better every day.
That's a good one.
That's it. Just work on yourself every day.
What books did you find were extremely helpful?
So Bible number 1.
The Bible number
Yeah,
one.
for me.
Good Christian kid.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So Bible and Think and Grow Rich was really good. How to Win Friends and Influence People is one of my favorites.
That's a good one.
I mean, if you're just getting into entrepreneurism, I said Rich Dad Poor Dad, and just keep growing. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Sell or Be Sold, Grant Cardone. Listen to his stuff if you're getting into sales. Like, listen to your podcast. Just
Well,
like
everybody already does.
Yeah,
my
that's
man.
right. Let's go.
Everybody. Well, there's about 16 people in Zimbabwe we haven't got to yet. We're looking for them. So if you
Come
guys
on.
can share this out, help me reach those people, that would be
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
But Dropping Bombs has got 7.9 billion followers and listeners.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, I'm like, man,
Dude, wouldn't that be unbelievable?
that would be insane.
Like even old Joe Rogan, and I think he's got probably the biggest podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Imagine how many people download his podcast.
It's
Why is
crazy.
that? Did people share it out to begin with?
It's a great question. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They helped out.
Motherfuckers. So share this out. Help me get bigger than Joe Rogan. Unless, of course, you just don't care and you're one of those folks.
Wow.
What about those kind of people, David? What about those kind of people? That, they're just dicks. They don't want to see anyone win. They want to cast their insecurities upon you.
Mm-hmm.
Do those exist?
Oh, yeah.
What do you do with them?
Well, those people, you got to eventually just wake up, man, and stop being a victim. I think you got to take responsibility, and instead of like being jealous, why don't you go learn from them?
See, you make it sound easy.
It's simple.
It is simple, but it's not easy.
No, it's not.
People sit there and doubt themselves.
Yeah.
Someone says, oh, that guy wants 5 G's for mentoring. Fuck him. Rip off.
Yeah. How much is he making?
Well, not only that, exactly. Like, go see what they've done first.
Mhm.
Because there are people out there that you probably shouldn't invest in.
Correct. Yeah.
See if they're doing what you want to do. See if they're living how you want to live. See if they're the people you want to become and surround yourself with. If they are, boom, hang around them. Next thing you know, you're being mentored by them.
Yep.
Next thing you know, they're your friends. Next thing you know, they're not your friends. Why? You outgrew them. They were happy living at that level. Next thing you know, boom, you're at another level because you just repeat the process.
That's it.
Next thing you know, you're hanging around, your phone's filled with millionaires and billionaires.
Yep.
Dude, the other day I'm looking at my phone and I'm thinking to myself, holy moly, dude. It's filled with millionaires and billionaires that I can text, chit chat, ask questions, run things by, leverage, collaborate.
So how did you get there?
Huh?
So how did you get there? How does someone? Yeah.
Yeah, just years. Building relationships. Like you say, people over profits. I agree. I say if you put money over relationships, soon you'll have neither.
That's a bomb.
You definitely want to focus on relationships because everyone in the world ultimately got rich and successful from other people.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as self-made.
I agree.
People always try to figure out a way to make that a wrong statement, but it's a right statement.
Yeah.
Like no matter who you are. Well, what if his daddy gave it to him? His daddy got rich by other people giving him money. Like I'm telling you, there's other people involved no matter what.
I agree completely.
So if you realize you can't get rich alone and strangers have what you're looking for, and all the people in the world are the ones that are going to help you get where you want to go, why wouldn't you be trying to shake hands every day?
It blows my
I always
mind.
say, dude, the more hands you shake, the more money you make.
I like
How
that.
simple is that?
Simple.
The more hands you shake, the more money you make. In your business, in
Same
my
thing,
business,
man.
everybody's business.
Exactly.
Say yes a couple times more often.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's good.
dude, you got the mic. Let's hear your story. Let's hear the whole, I was born in Mobile, Alabama. Where were you born?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Damn, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You're still there?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
I like to travel though. Get out.
What's
It's a
up
good
with
place.
what's up with the voting system there? I hear it's a little bit fucking skewed.
Yeah. No comment. We can
Huh?
go on a.
Dude, I think people might be going to jail here pretty soon.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Well, I mean, you never know, dude. The mainstream media can't be trusted. We know that.
No, for sure.
So at the end of the day, the big tech, censoring people.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's major shit.
I know.
If you got Facebook not wanting you to get the word out,
Mm-hmm.
that's unbridled power.
Agreed.
Especially when Twitter, Google, and Facebook work together
It's insane.
to silence the messaging they don't want. Now, I don't blame them. Again, I mean, technically, dude, it's their shit. They built it.
Yep.
But at the end of the day,
You realize how small you are in that.
it's just unfair. It's
Yeah,
just like, we
correct.
could have pictures of Hunter Biden, killing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And if the mainstream media and the big tech thinks it's going to hurt their candidate,
Yeah.
they just don't let it out.
Yeah.
But yet, they can spin anything else. It's
crazy,
crazy, dude, if you
Yeah.
think about it.
No,
But
it is.
I always tell people, dude, I mean, that's Zuckerberg's shit, bro. If you want to be fair, fuck, it's his platform, dude. He built it. Like,
Yeah.
if he don't want your shit talking on his platform, he tells you to beat it.
Yeah. Let's go start your own, I guess.
Dude, start your own.
Yeah.
Freaking, hey, don't want to hear what you're saying around here. But it's a little bit unfair. I think the government's
I
going to
agree.
step in and freaking bust up that little monopoly. Dude, especially if Trump gets reelected.
Yeah.
Because everybody keeps saying, dude, oh, Biden won. Dude, mainstream media is saying that.
Yeah.
Biden hasn't won. Kamala Harris, or Kamala,
Yeah.
she hasn't even resigned her Senate seat.
It's wild, man.
I thought
Perception's
she's
reality, right?
I thought she's vice president.
Yeah.
Well, you can't be a vice president and a senator. Why have you not resigned your Senate seat?
It's a great
Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious.
Yeah.
But anyway,
agree.
I'm not against Biden and them. I just want a non-politician in the White House.
Facts, man.
Non-politician. Now, see, you're only 26. Are you into politics at all?
Yeah. Not so much.
You shouldn't
But
be. You know why? Because it doesn't matter who's president.
Yeah.
Dude.
We got to go out and get it.
You just, dude, listen, focus on the ball.
Yeah.
When Obama was getting elected, everybody's like, "Oh my God," nothing happened.
Literally.
Okay,
Yeah.
Then Trump got elected. Oh, we're all gonna die. He's gonna press the button. Nothing happened. Okay, the economy went well, and my taxes lowered personally, and I'm telling
Awesome.
you, everybody I know, their taxes lowered too.
Same.
So at the end of the day, that's the only
Yeah,
reason I'm
man.
like, yeah, I'll go for
Yeah,
Trump.
absolutely.
He's a
Absolutely.
businessman and
I
he's lowering
agree.
taxes and he's causing, the rich to get richer.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, what about the poor getting poor? First of all, to help the poor, I believe you have to educate. You have to change their minds. How do you change their minds, bro?
Fill it up with good stuff.
New information.
New information.
See, let's not complicate it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to change your mind?
New information.
You got to get new information. What new information? I don't know, bro. Seek, listen, throw away what you don't like. But if you ain't listening and you ain't seeking it every
Correct.
day, then
That's a
you're
key.
not changing very fast.
not.
You know why? Because people are afraid to change,
Yeah, they're
dude.
comfortable.
And they're afraid of it for some reason.
Exactly.
I don't get it. Because every day I wake up, I spend 15 minutes listening to a podcast, reading a book, reading
Same.
some pages.
Same.
And people are like, dude, I got books on books
Yeah.
on books. And like, I went through the finish the other day. There were 78 finished books.
It's awesome, man.
It's like 78 finished books, dude. When I was younger, I didn't read shit, dude. I went out and learned the hard way.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, dude, if you're listening to this and you ain't kicking ass already, go look in the mirror, bro. There's a reason you're not kicking ass.
Right.
Like,
You're not lying.
Are you kicking ass or you're not kicking ass?
Yeah.
Like if I said, David, you kicking ass? Are you?
I could do better, but yeah, I'm kicking some ass.
Well, we can all do better.
Yeah,
But
I'm
are
kicking
you
ass.
Are you kicking ass?
I'm kicking ass.
Okay, so dude, that's who you need to fucking look for.
Yeah.
People that are kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
People that are kicking ass. And
Yes,
then you just
sir.
go, "Hey, I'm just making an assumption here. But if those people are kicking ass, what the fuck are they doing to kick that ass?"
Exactly.
And then you go, "Oh, they're getting up early. Let me try that.
Yeah.
Oh, they're working out. Oh, they're reading books. Oh, they're fucking networking.
Yep.
Oh, they're fucking, Like emulate what they're doing,
Exactly.
and you'll probably get what they're getting.
Yep.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Is that rocket science?
There's a saying. It says success leaves clues.
Yeah.
Most people, they want to blame their circumstance, and they're too, they're victims where they don't want to find solutions. They're stuck in their problems rather than, hey, like you just said, go find someone, model yourself after them, and do what they do.
And 9 times out of 10, you'll get what they get.
Absolutely.
That's the bottom line.
Yes, sir.
Folks, pay attention. At the end of the day, success isn't difficult. Okay? It's not difficult at all.
Mm-hmm.
It boils down to daily decisions.
Yes, sir.
Now, can we all make better decisions? Well, sure we can.
Yeah.
But it boils down to decisions.
I agree completely.
So, dude, only being 26, somebody might think, fuck, what does he know, dude? 26.
Yeah.
What would you say to that?
Well, I'd say all the stuff I know isn't from me. I didn't make it up. So that's your opinion. I took it from people way better than me. I'm a byproduct of my mentors and good audiobooks, just learning from people that have what I want in general. So if you're going to prejudge someone just because they're young, they might know more because they're a better listener than someone else that is older, that never figured it out. Why don't you look at the results and base your opinion on that?
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, that's a good answer right there. That's the truth. There's a lot of good mentoring in the books right now. People say you are the average of the 5 people you hang around. I had people saying, well, shit, dude, I hang around my kids and my brother. And, well, dude, you don't have to literally hang around them to hang around them.
Yeah.
If you listen to Jim Rohn every day for 2 hours, you're hanging around with Jim for 2 hours.
Literally.
You wake up every day and throw on a little Les Brown, a little Zig Ziglar, a little John Maxwell, depending on who and what.
The YouTube University.
Yeah. Next thing you know, it's like, dude, what'd you do this morning? Oh, hung out with fucking my man, Eric Thomas.
Yeah.
Spent the morning with Eric Thomas. Oh, dude, you know E.T.? Shit, yeah, dude. Hang out with him every morning. That's who you're hanging out with.
Exactly.
Doesn't have to be your son that's 9. So now you're going to be the average of a 9-year-old and your cousin because you're family oriented. Hang out with other people. It doesn't need to be physical. Oh shit, folks, you better pay attention, dude. This one's on fire. All right, so someone's listening to this. They want to jump. They got clean records. They go get an insurance license. What do?
They get in contact with me.
Okay, so then what? Then I'm boom. You gotta
learn
you close me, and I say, okay, dude, come on. What do I do? What do I do?
All right, let's learn your script.
Script.
You're gonna watch it, and then you're gonna do it, and then you're gonna
script.
teach it. Yeah, we got a script.
What are you talking about? So what? You gonna give me the leads to call?
Yeah, you gotta.
Where do I get my leads?
So the unions that we work with, they have relationships. So these guys actually send in for the benefits, and we have other lead companies, generations that we're working with, and we teach you how to get referrals from them. So you're not lead dependent. So that way you can scale a business. And then when you learn sales, we're going to teach you how to scale it, because we're not just we don't want you to just help you make $100,000. We want to teach you how to make millions.
Hey, you want to spend an hour a week with me helping you become a business badass? Well, check out my group in the link below.
So you said you discovered this with Chris Noggle on a podcast.
Yep.
Was it this podcast?
It was Steve Trang's out in Phoenix.
Steve Trang.
Real Estate Disruptors.
Now, you were listening to that podcast. You heard Chris Noggle talk about it. That's caused you to buy a book and start researching the shit out of it, right? How'd you end up teaming up with old Chris?
So, yeah, I went down a rabbit hole, got obsessed with it, started learning as much as I could about it.
But still ain't made no money or bought a policy yourself. You're just learning about it.
Just learning about it. And then I finally was like, I learned from this guy, Chris. I should get on a call with him. So I reached out to him on Instagram and DM'd him. We got on a phone call, and I set up a policy. It was a smaller one because I was skeptical. Like, when I think of whole life, you think you put money in and you've got a bill. You've got a premium that you have to pay, right? You're not going to be able to use it right away. So I'm thinking I'm going to put this money in and not have access to it. So let me start small. I started with a $6,000 policy. I put $6,000 in. The next day I was able to use $5,200. So I was like,
if you wanted it.
If I wanted to use it, yeah. So what I did, I had a friend that was buying their first rental. They didn't have the money for all the closing costs. So they're like, I got to get like this loan from the bank for 20% personal loan. I was like, I'll lend it to you for 12. So I lent them from my policy at 12% while the $6,000
How
was
was
still
your
growing.
collection rate?
What do you mean?
Like, dude, the bank doesn't get paid back. They're fine. You don't get paid back. You're broke.
Well, no, I had a promissory note that had a lien on the house. So like if they didn't pay me, I would have got paid back. I would have been able to take the house.
So you took collateral.
Yeah.
Sort. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just want to clarify because people be out, they're going to go loan their friend money and their friend ain't paying you back. You know how many friends owe me fucking money?
I've learned.
Actually none. Because if they're friends, they pay you back.
Facts.
Okay. So no friends owe me money. But in the past, what I thought was a friend and they still exist and they still owe me money. I got family that owes me money. And it's like, what's crazy is they call even though they know they owe you money and they need more of it.
And they beat around the bush asking for it.
And any chance that you have of getting your original money back rests on whether you give them any more. And if you don't, dude, kiss the rest of your money goodbye.
Messed up situation.
Stupid, dude. I quit playing that game. Now my family, nobody calls.
Yeah.
Nobody calls me for money anymore. The answer is fucking always no.
Yeah.
Like I can show you how to earn some.
Which is more valuable anyways.
Yeah, and you want to know a valuable way to where if someone calls and they're about to hint around and ask for money, you know what you guys do? Beat them to the punch.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's so many things that me and you are alike. I've done this to bums on the street.
Yeah,
you know when they're going to come up and ask you for money?
Yeah.
I've done this so many times where you know they're coming up to ask you. I ask them first. I'm like, hey, you got any spare change? And they look at you just like blank stare. Oh, that's what I was going to ask you. I'm like, yeah, I don't have any. Do you have any? No. Just, it's so good.
And if you ever find one that says, well, you can have the $2 I got, well, then you give him some money because he was nice.
Facts.
But dude, friends and family, that's the way you handle it, dude. They call up, hey, dude, can I borrow $30? Damn, dude, I was about to call you and ask you the same thing, but I need 300. You know,
just add a zero to the end.
Yeah, you know anybody else that might have it? Yeah, no, I don't know. You need money? Well, what the fuck you need money for? You know, don't worry about it, bro. I gotta go. Click. Then you start hearing rumors. Brad's going broke. He needed money. It's like that's better than me actually going broke.
It's all over Twitter.
Okay, so then you said you met Noggle, learned from him, and then you teamed up with him. Then you finally just said, well, why am I not being the Noggle here?
Well, what happened was I got my first policy.
Bumped out the middle Noggle, right? And you became the Noggle.
I wouldn't say I became him because we kind of worked together on everything. But basically, I just started using the policies.
You know, and I know if I know Noggle at all, and I know him a little bit, but I guarantee you he's winning when you're winning.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
So the question is, how do you actually become your own Noggle? Like Noggle's making something when you make something. How do you, because he's got a better deal than you.
100%.
So how come you can't go to Lafayette and get your own deal?
I can. It just comes with time. Like I've only been doing this this is going into 3 years. So I learned about this during the pandemic in 2020.
But does Chris do all your shit for you or no?
His team does all the back end stuff.
Support and all that.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Let him have a little override. You don't need your own team.
So he gets 8% of whatever I do. I get the rest. But like his team does everything. I don't got to worry about building a team. I don't even want to build a team. I'm not at that point in my life.
I know, but I'm a team builder.
Well, then.
See, this podcast, you're looking for people to call you and do infinite banking with you. I'm looking for people that like you that want to call me and be on my team. I'm going to get 100 of you out there. I don't want to be in infinite banking. I want 100 people that want to be. See the difference?
No, 100%. Because I used to take all the calls. I don't want to take them anymore. So now all I do.
You need a team, bro. You just contradicted yourself.
Well, I got Chris's team. I just give up a piece of the pie to Chris's team.
So all you're doing is finding the people?
I'm just putting out the content, bringing in the leads. And I
know, but you should elevate one more notch up and do the same thing, but also for people that want to do it. See what I'm saying? Because that's what Chris has. Chris got you. So now you're out driving him all this business and he's willing to, cut you in, but you're driving him all the business. Go find people like you that will drive you the business that don't know Chris. And you're just giving the business to Chris. Like you don't give a fuck where it comes from. And you give them 8% less. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the guy I want to be.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do shit.
You don't got to do
infinite
anything.
banking. I don't know. Ask Chris. Chris, another one. By the way, if anybody wants infinite banking, call me. Don't call this dude. Call me. I know Chris. I'll get you in touch. I'm just joking. Call this dude. Call Devin Burr. Dude, that's a good name to where you can be like, obviously you figured it out, but cold, something cold. Like you're ice cold, dude. That's why they call you Burr. That's a good one. People say my last name's Lea. People say, is that Leah? And I say, I don't know. Do you drink Tia? Because if you drink Tia, then it would be Leah. But if you drink tea like everybody else, then it's Lee. That's how it's spelled, Lea. I've literally had someone say, that's Leah.
You're going to tell me how my last name is pronounced?
I'm like fucking stupid. But anyway, hey, by the way, in case I forget, themoneymultiplier.com, that's your website.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to go figure this out with him, or maybe you're listening and he'll be your noggle, right? You could be their noggle.
I could be someone's noggle.
I know, but in 5 years, someone's going to be like, I didn't listen to Noggle. I was listening to Burr. And Burr listened to Noggle. And so, same thing.
Yeah.
But they were both on Brad's show. So the smart motherfuckers will call me. And I'll get you with Burr, who will get you with Noggle. That's what we should do right there.
Just people helping people.
Yeah, that's all it is. And by the way, is there any shortage of money in the world?
None.
No, all you got to do is help people.
That's it.
So I got enough money in the bank right now. I was thinking about, buying some shit or investing in some shit. I know how to make 25% on money.
Mm-hmm.
Any amount of money.
Right.
Unlimited amounts of money. So it's pretty hard for me to go start up this infinite banking bullshit knowing that it's going to save me, because I don't pay interest anyway. I pay all my credit cards off twice a month. I tried to pay them off once a month, but it doesn't work because my wife,
right,
she'll whack those some bitches up, and my credit score goes down. And because I like to be in the 8+ numbers, because I went a long time with bad credit, dude. No one taught me about credit growing up, and when I was young, I got a credit card and of course didn't pay it, and stupid shit. So I had bad credit for the longest time, and all my friends were buying these nice fucking things, but I had more money than they did, but they had credit, and I'm like, fuck, no one told me about credit, so I had bad credit. So now I'm like anal about my credit.
Yeah,
like, dude, if I could, that's another thing I should drop a bomb on. Credit. Read books and maintain credit and establish and keep good credit, dude. Credit makes a massive advantage maker for people. If you have good credit versus someone who doesn't, dude, you have way better time in life.
Well, dude, I know that one of your big goals in life is to change the world through education.
Yeah,
right?
I just want to get the knowledge from the people who have it to the people who need it.
That's like that is my biggest why in life, is to change the schooling system. Like, they don't learn about credit in schools. They don't learn about what an asset is, what a liability is. They don't learn how to do a balance sheet. None of that's taught.
You should have a course, dude, on Lightspeed.
Ooh, I like what you did there. I like what you did. Okay. But to your question, 25%, you were saying, right? You can make 25%. So why do whole life? Why do the infinite banking? Easy.
Because you're only saving a little interest here and there. Like, I'm not buying a car and paying interest.
But here's what you're doing. You're going to make money, right? 25%. If you go make a 25% return. I tell people all the time, infinite banking is good for really 3 things. It's good for paying things off faster than you could otherwise. It's good for buying things you would have otherwise borrowed money from the bank for. Pay yourself the interest instead of paying the bank. The third thing, and the best thing.
I know, but hold on before you say that one. There's the confusing part for me and most people. Borrow it from yourself so you don't have to borrow it from the bank. If you had the fucking money yourself, you wouldn't need to borrow it from the bank. The reason people need to borrow it from the bank is because they don't have it.
Right.
So how do they get it in the first place?
It goes back to that it's a business. It takes a while to build up.
Right. So what the nutshell concept is, take some money, start throwing it into this thing. Don't make it a death benefit. Make it basically a cash benefit and lower the base.
Yep.
And just save your money. And then if and when is a big statement. If and when something comes up where you're going to pay 9% interest, hey, borrow it from yourself, pay yourself 9% interest. Because what most people will do is they'll borrow it from themselves, but they won't pay themselves back.
Yeah, so you got to be disciplined.
I know, but people will not pay themselves back. They'll be like, dude, it's my money. I don't give a fuck.
100%. But
plus 9%. Like, why would you screw yourself?
Yeah.
Like I was going to pay 9%, but I'm going to pay myself back, 1%. 1% is fair.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Why don't people do that?
People do that. And that's just not being, if you owned a bank, you wouldn't do that to your bank. You got to treat it like a business. It's not going to work unless you're disciplined and you're just an honest banker. So if you were going to pay them 9% without fail, because if you didn't, what are they going to do?
Repo.
They're going to take your car. They're going to ding your credit. So you're going to make sure to pay them on time every single month.
Which we do.
If you're going to do that to them, why wouldn't you do it to yourself? Because if you don't, you're saying their money is more valuable than your money, which is ridiculous, right? Mm-hmm. But the best use for a policy, hands down, is not the first two I gave you. It's the third one, which is taking the money to make more. That's when it gets good. But most people can't do that because they have all these debts. So first they need to pay the debts off, right?
Before they do infinite banking?
Well, infinite banking can be used again to pay off debts faster than you could before, buy things you would have otherwise borrowed from the bank for, or third thing, make more money with it. If you've got all these debts, you got to pay the debts off first. You're leaking right there, right? Money's leaving you forever if you're paying third-party debts. So pay them off, pay them back to yourself, build up this capital, this storage of money. Now take it. Now you don't have any more third-party debts. Go make more money. Your case, 25%. If you take 25% from your bank and you go make it, how much are you making?
25%.
25%. If you first put that money in a policy and borrow against it, you're borrowing against it. So you're just paying the insurance company to borrow your death benefit while you're alive. They charge 5% to borrow it. So if you're making in the policy, let's say 6%, that's been the average over the last 20 years. It's making 6%. And you're making 25%, how much are you making?
Well, so that'd be 31.
31. So if you borrowed at 5 to go make that, and you're making 31, what are you making?
Why would you make 31? Because
you're making 25 plus 6.
Oh, on your money.
Yeah, 6 in the policy.
Because your money stays there. It keeps making money.
Right.
Okay, go.
So you're making 6 plus 25. That's 31%. You borrowed at 5 to go make that 25%. So what's your return?
26.
No.
What?
You're turning 5% into 31.
Yeah, but it costs you 5%. So you're only netting 26.
You're netting 26, but you're turning 5 into 26 net.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's a 500%
I know, but
return.
I said 26. You said no.
Because it's not.
It is.
No.
If I'm making 31 and it costs me 5 to make the 31, well, then I'm netting 26.
But that's not your cash on cash return. How much money do you have in that deal? 5%. Your money's sitting here. You're not using this money. It's sitting here growing. You're borrowing against this. You're paying 5% to borrow the money. That's the money. The 5%
that costs you that money. So you wouldn't be making the 31 if you didn't have that money. You'd be making 6. So if you didn't borrow it at 5, you wouldn't have it to go make the 25, which means you'd be making well, it depends on what you can get on the return.
100%. But if you can make 25, you're making 25 and you're making 6. You're making 31.
Yeah. Well, so the benefit, I'm following you now. So the benefit of doing them both instead of not doing it is because you can use your money even though they're giving you credit for all the money.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like a bank account that you can use the money, but they're paying you 6% on it.
Look at it like a.
And by the way, if you didn't invest that money, you can take a loan at 5%, and that's tax free.
Right.
Number one.
Right.
Number two, if you don't ever pay it back, what happens?
Your death benefit goes down, so you never have to pay it back.
Well, you'll pay it back when you die. Is the bottom line.
Right. So your family would get a little less, but they'd also get whatever you use.
Yeah, but you'd be dead. Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, you want your family to do well, right?
Yeah, but like if I died and everyone's pissed because I took $5,800 with me, fuck you.
True. You'd be looking down saying, really?
I'd be like, dude, come on.
Really?
So listen, if people are listening, they're like, man, this is interesting shit. Where do they get a hold of you?
The biggest thing is Instagram. So Mr._Burr, B with 4 R's.
You just want them to DM you?
Yeah, DMs, YouTube, trying to build the YouTube up. Used to be TikTok. TikTok's weird. TikTok's dead. I don't get any traction on TikTok anymore.
TikTok is weird.
Really weird.
It's not dead, but it's weird. Well, because I said it the other day. I'm like, dude, am I suppressed? Like, what's going on? I mean, sometimes I've gotten 10 million views on a video.
Yeah.
And I got 2.5 million followers. You would think if I drop a video, a couple million of them are going to look at it, but that's not how it works.
No.
So I drop some and they're like 9,000 and then, 20,000 and 80,000, but just kind of low.
Yeah.
And then some fucking crazy reason I drop a video and bam,
we
2 million again.
We get into conspiracies of why. I mean,
I wonder what the why is.
I don't know.
How many followers you got on there?
900,000, something like that.
He's good for getting followers, but at the end of the day, if they're not viewing every one of the things that
but they used to, that's the difference.
Or maybe they changed it.
The algorithm changed, and I think it's because China owns that bad boy, and they want people in China to learn some stuff, so they tee them up with all the really good knowledge, and they tee us up here out in the States with people doing pranks and people shaking their butts and showing off some boobs.
Now, if you guys want to hack, if you guys ever want to catch your dude, you can pay attention if you want. But if you want to catch your dude, here's what I've discovered. You open up either one, TikTok or Instagram, right? Now, and when you go in here, you go to this, you go to search. Where's that search? Let's just use Instagram because it's easier. You go up to Instagram, you hit search. That's what your dude's been looking at right there. You know that? You can grab her phone and do the same shit.
I know what she's been looking at.
Have you ever seen that the dude that walks up to people and they're a couple and they're like, do you guys trust each other? And they're like, yeah. And they swap phones and they get busted like right on the spot. It's crazy shit. But if anybody's ever curious as to what my girl's looking at on TikTok or Instagram, you just go to the For You page on TikTok and go to the search on Instagram, and all those videos that come up is generally what they're looking at.
Right.
All the time.
Right.
So just a little tidbit. So go look. If your chick is, there's a bunch of buff ass dudes, and you're a fat ass, guess what she's dreaming about all day? Buff ass dudes. You better get your ass in shape. If it's a bunch of girls in bikini, maybe you didn't realize you got a little freaky deaky on your hands. Whatever they're looking at is right there on that page. Isn't that crazy? Like, go look at your page. You'll go, fuck, that is what I look at.
Yep.
Because they know, man.
It always tees you up too. You get
what do I got? I do have a few chicky chicks on there, but I usually have fights. Like I love watching fights.
We saw one out here in the parking lot the other day.
Yeah.
A little fight with some bum was getting just his bell rung. It was crazy.
I like fights, UFC knockouts, shit like that. But if my girl looked at this, she wouldn't be pissed, except for every once in a while. Every once in a while, which means I don't look at them. I scroll past most of them. But every once in a while, there is one like that where it's like, wait a minute, what's that? Now, see, by me doing that, it's going to start serving me more of those.
Yep.
So
Screen time, how long you are looking at that picture, it knows everything.
Yeah, I don't like that. And not only that, I don't know if you know, the iPhone takes a picture of you.
We saw that last night. Yeah. Little infrared picture every 5 seconds.
Fucking nuts, dude.
Crazy.
It is. I don't like it.
Crazy.
And did you see the news where they just issued all the senators and whatnot sat phones?
No. What's that all about?
That means, watch, you're going to see a problem with cellular service. They've got shit going on. That's just for emergency. Don't worry about it. Yeah,
There's some weird stuff going on.
I got two sat phones ordered. But I was ordering the sat phones and I realized, well, who the fuck am I going to call?
No one else has got one.
All the cell phones are down and I'm the only one with one and I don't know everybody else's sat phone number. Who am I talking to? They're like, well, you can make calls. I'm like, yeah, but to who? Everybody else's cell phones are off.
Just got to make sure everyone starts getting one.
Well, I'm going to get me and my wife one. That way, at least I can talk to her if we get separated.
Yeah.
Like, what's she going to do? She'd be wondering where the fuck I am. Like, get your ass home, dude. My cell's not working.
Man.
Dude, appreciate you coming in. Wish we had more time. Maybe I'll get you on again one day.
Appreciate you having
I know
me.
there's people out there going, dude, this is interesting shit, and they didn't probably get all their questions answered. I should start doing a call-in where people can call in while we're talking.
That'd be cool.
To the dude, and we can answer questions live on the air.
That'd be cool.
We're going to figure that out. Ben's going to figure that out for us.
Well, dude, I'd love to come back. I mean, we're a hop, skip, and a jump away. We're just in Phoenix.
Phoenix?
Yeah,
okay.
So we drove up Sunday, made a little trip out of it, went to a Cirque du Soleil.
Aren't you glad you came in? Because if you were Zoom, I would have canceled.
Oh, 100%.
I had shit to do. I'd have said, no, another time.
Yeah.
But showing up's like, dude, now they're here. Might as well get her knocked out.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm glad you came in.
Well, dude, I wanted to come in. I mean, yeah, I've done a lot of Zoom ones. And it's like, we were talking about it earlier. It's all about like who you're around. I'm a firm believer of proximity. Like you're more successful than I am, you know? So if just getting around you brings me up, brings me to a new level, I'm all about it. So rubbing shoulders, shaking hands, more hands you shake, more money you make, right?
That's right. Dude, funny. You heard of Ryan Stewman?
Name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's kind of prolific with his work. They call him hardcore closer. I don't know if you heard him.
Yeah. Bald head?
No, not really. He's short though. But anyway, he came in here one day and fucking like 2 years later, I was watching him on a stage or something talk about it. And he's like, dude, I went into Brad Lee's office. He didn't know I was listening. He said, I went into Brad Lee's office and I'm like, you know, he'd say, you know, hey, can I get a coffee? And one of his people would bring him a coffee. And it was like, it was amazing, you know? And I thought, dude, like fucking, what am I doing playing so small? So literally he got inspired, went back and freaking hustled and built himself a big old castle for an office. Now he's sitting there with his own studios and his own shit. And he's like, fucking, it was all inspired by me. And I didn't even know it when he was here.
Yeah.
So that's always why you show up, dude. You never know.
100%.
You never know.
Dude, I know that you're definitely an influencer in that space, but my question is, why Medicare?
The compounding residual opportunity in Medicare, compounding residual income. A lot of people talk about residual income, but Medicare is one of the spaces that is growing the fastest with the best residual income opportunity that I can find.
So because of residual income.
Residual income. You build a business on something that pays you for years and years after you write an application, you're able to really grow and scale. And I think you know that. I've been around Lightspeed for a few days, and residual income is always a part of, you know, a software company as well. So
I've already discovered that. That's why I always like to say, if you want an RR on the headrest of your car, you got to get RR, which is residual or recurring revenue.
Yeah.
Money coming in every month for shit you did a long time ago. Why isn't everybody in the Medicare space?
I'm afraid they don't know about it. They think it's too complicated. A lot of people get recruited into the industry on the life insurance and financial services side because that seems more sexy. As sexy as insurance can be, it's in the money side. And so they're told by those people that have a vested interest in them staying on the hamster wheel, that's what I call the life side, that Medicare's hard. It's confusing. There's not a lot of money in it. And that's just not true. There is a lot of money in it.
What's the difference between Medicare and Medicaid?
Medicaid is for poor people. Medicare is for people that earned it.
That earned it.
Yeah. By working and paying their taxes like good Americans.
Medicaid is for poor people.
Medicaid is for poor people. Most of the time they didn't earn it. No money at all, or children, which, you know.
Is that like welfare assistance?
It would be more, it's definitely welfare assistance. Sometimes there's some overlap though.
I've probably made the mistake and someone says, what kind of insurance you got? And I go, I don't know, Medicaid or something.
A lot of people do it.
Because like, who knows the difference between Medicare and Medicaid? Medicare is you bought it. Medicaid is you got it.
Yeah. Medicaid.
Put that on a fucking canvas.
That's it. Medicare is you bought it. Medicaid is you got it. That'd been a better answer to your question.
Hey, I should join the financial movement.
I'm telling you, everything you say, I'm going to put on a fucking canvas in my office.
You might have heard rumors. I'm going to get ready to start my own financial deal.
I have heard that.
Real Financial.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep.
Real.
Tossing marquee. What's that got to do with anything?
I think it was a big M in the background.
Besides that, dude, it's Real Financial. Why?
Real.
Because, dude, people want shit real now, don't they?
Yeah.
They're tired of the nonsense. You want to chase your dreams or make them real?
I like it.
You want the fucking real truth? Everybody wants real nowadays. So I thought Real Financial.
Real Financial.
Where you get real policies.
Real results.
You get real solutions.
Yeah.
So Medicare Guru, they call you, because you're out there training all these people on how to produce recurring revenue with basically selling Medicare.
You sell, so Medicare itself doesn't cover everything. So there's supplemental policies, advantage plans. I'm sure you've seen the Joe Namath random commercials on TV talking about Medicare. He's talking about the plans that we sell. He just works for a large call center or is hired by them. We sell those plans and other ancillary products that come along and help beneficiaries be exposed to less risk and
fill in the gaps.
Yeah,
we used to call that in the car business etch.
Etch.
Yeah, where we etch your VIN number on the window and call it anti-theft because no one wants to break out all the windows and their VIN numbers scratched into it, etched into it.
Right.
So we charged like $9.95, and it took us like 5 seconds just to etch the window. It's just profitable, but it's good, right? Is this profitable?
It's extremely profitable. Yeah.
What makes it so? Do the insurance companies pay you in advance, and then as they pay their premium, you get a piece forever?
Insurance companies are historically bad at distributing their products. They're great at designing products and figuring out, oh, this is the solution. But typically, we know, without sounding condescending to them, there are a lot of think tank, smart guys, actuaries, people, mathematical people, and corporate guys. They don't know how to get in front of the people. So we create the distribution channel. And that's what, when you're talking Real Financial or Medicare Gurus or any other group like that, we are the connect between the insurance company and the consumer.
Yeah, you're the seller.
Yeah. And the individual.
How come insurance companies don't go direct?
I think do
any of them go direct?
There are some that do, like, State Farm, Bankers Life and Casualty.
Well, you got to go see a State Farm agent, don't you?
You do have to, but he works specifically for State Farm. So when they go direct, they still use a sales channel.
I mean, like, if I want insurance from New York Life, why can't I just call New York Life? Why I got to call you?
Most of them won't do that. There are some direct to consumer brokerage channels where they do it on the internet and they don't really have an agent, even though they have an agent number and receive a commission. But those are, at this point, not extremely profitable because most people are not buying insurance on the internet yet.
So how old are you, dude?
33.
And where were you like 10 years ago?
The Marine Corps.
Semper Fi.
That's right.
Then after that?
7 years ago, 8 years ago, I got out of the Marine Corps and said, I'm going to try to do insurance. My dad did insurance.
So you already knew about it?
Yeah. My dad did insurance. He was doing pretty well. And I said, well, I'm going to try that because I want to make, good money. But I didn't realize he never really scaled it to its full potential. And when I got into it and realized how much reward there was on the back end, we've just decided there's limitless opportunity and we enjoy scaling it.
How much you make your first year?
First year, probably not much, 65, 70,000. And
which was pretty good back in what?
Oh, it was 1920? For me. It was great because I was coming out of the Marine Corps, making probably.
Dude, that was only 7 years ago, or no? Yeah, 7 years ago.
Yeah,
dude, you're just getting started.
Revenue this year will probably hit around 5 million for our company. We have 2 companies combined, but hit about 5 million. So.
And how many people you got working there?
We are about 17 in office, but we have 452 downline agents.
What if I want to be an agent for you? What do I do?
You look us up on justinbrock.com.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what do I go get my insurance license and then sell?
What you're going to do is you're going to get your insurance license. You're going to go to Medicare Guru's to my Lightspeed VT system that we just set up. And you're going to get in there and start learning the stuff. And you can get as involved with us as you want to. It's loaded right now, actually. The core content got loaded this morning.
You're just going to keep adding to it?
We're going to add to it. It's going to be so
basically,
much.
It'll be everything you need to know to go kick ass selling insurance. What?
Absolutely.
Just Medicare or Medicaid or Medicare?
It's going to be. We're going to talk Medicare, health insurance, and then we divert into annuities and life. I mean, we're not stupid. We'll sell life insurance too. We just like to lead with Medicare, find the solution to the thing that people actually need help with, and then cross sell those other opportunities.
So give me your pitch. Like, let's say you met me. How do you start that conversation?
So let's say you're turning 65.
Oh, you got to be 65 or older?
65 or disabled. You can get disabled early and get Medicare before you turn 65, but we're targeting
65
people
to get Medicare?
Yep.
What kind of shit is that? So you have 450 people out there basically working within your umbrella.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And why don't you have 4,500?
We're on the way.
So you're just building those.
Lightspeed's helping us. The infrastructure is very important. I mean, to be able to train, replicate, and duplicate is what you talked about yesterday. Other than saying if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle, that was the other thing I took away. But when you talked about being able to replicate and duplicate the process, that's what we're trying to do it digitally. Because
when you say trying to do, you should change that word. That's what you're doing.
We're doing it.
Yeah, don't try to do shit because then you don't ever do it.
That's right.
Just try.
You're absolutely right. Marshall Silver told me that, and I don't know why I keep using that fucking word.
Well, words are powerful, dude.
Yeah.
That's why you spell a word, right?
Okay.
Don't you spell words?
Yes.
That's why they say you spell the word because it's a fucking spell.
Wow. I'll have to remember that.
Yeah. So you got to be careful what you're saying to yourself.
Yeah.
You talk yourself right out of fucking all kinds of shit.
We quit trying shit a long time ago. We're doing it. Lightspeed's helping us do it right now. And we are going to keep doing it better and better so that we can squash out the competition.
Who is the competition?
Other people trying to distribute products that are doing
give
it.
Shout out?
Yeah, I'll give them a shout out. No, I'm not going to do that. Most of my competition I'm friends with. I like competitors. I mean, it's fun to compete with other people. And I'm sure that some of the innovation that we're making right now is going to cause them to have to do better as well.
So you got out of the Marine Corps. You said, hey, Dad was selling insurance. Was he making pretty good dough? Did you grow up with a little loot in your pocket?
So I grew up when I was 10. My parents got a divorce. He was a carpet salesman at Sears. He got in.
Hey, you want to know something weird about carpet?
Tell me.
Residual income.
That's right. He wasn't doing terrible doing that, but
that doesn't matter. It sounds like he followed recurring revenue.
He did. He actually got recruited into the AIG financial side, the life side, but he saw Medicare and he got into Medicare and started going after that. And when I got out of the Marine Corps, he was making about $350,000 a year, so he wasn't doing bad, but he just didn't know how much upside there was because he'd never built a team and actually solicited the help of other people. It was always him.
Or he spent his whole life trying.
He spent his whole life trying. Yeah, not doing.
That's right. That's right. Dude, did you have to go to war in the Marines?
I went to Iraq for 8 months.
Was that scary?
Yeah,
Were you in
sure.
the rear with the gear? Or were you up front?
We were doing all kinds of stuff. I was actually with a medevac unit, so we were doing a lot of flight planning and things like that. But we had some goofy stuff happen. The craziest story I could tell you that I had was a donkey-born IED. These guys shoved an IED up a donkey's ass and then had it walk on our base and then detonated it. It didn't actually go off around anyone, so we just saw a donkey explode in the middle of the base. So that was kind of weird. We didn't let donkeys back on the base anymore, though.
Yeah. Why would you in the first place?
I don't know. I guess they just never imagined.
Don't ask, don't tell.
That's right. This was before the repeal, so.
Well, you didn't get to see any action though. You didn't get to see any
crazy.
pink mist.
Thankfully, no. I didn't.
You think that messes with people's heads?
I think some of them, but listen, I listened to your Dan Crenshaw interview, and I agree 100% with him. There are veterans that went through real shit, and then there are a lot of them that are abusing the system that we've created, the VA system, and I view that as robbing it from the people that actually did see real shit. And so I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I saw crazy stuff because I didn't.
I agree with the sentiment, but I disagree. Like if I'm in the military and I get fucking those benefits, then I don't give a fuck where I was. You put me there.
Yeah.
You put me in the back with the motherfucking gear and I just sat there and fucking doled out bullets to the people fighting.
Right.
Fuck you. I'm in the deal too, ain't I?
So here's where my discourse would be this. If they went to Iraq, I can agree with you. I've seen guys that went to Fort Benning, Missouri for 2 years and then got medically discharged for some shoulder injury that are getting more benefits than half the people I know that went to Iraq or Afghanistan.
Well, again, dude, that's fucked up government, but that's not the dude's fault.
It's not. It's the bureaucracy.
He joined knowing he gets these benefits, right?
Right. Yeah.
Why is he a motherfucker?
Hey, I agree.
All he did is fucking did what he said. They kicked him out after 2 years with medical issues, and now he's taking advantage of the benefits. I wouldn't be mad at him. I'd be mad at the government.
I'm always mad at the government.
What I think should happen, just for everybody listening, is if you go to war and you lose a limb or you get any real injury, not I can't sleep at night because I'm remembering fucking blowing people up, like not to that level, but. And maybe that level. I don't know, because I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't imagine it. If I were over there, dude, and I had to kill people, I think if I came back, I'd be just fine. Why? I played too much Call of Duty, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to do. It's a war. Like, it's a war. But the arm coming off, and then I come back, no more taxes.
Oh, for sure.
That's Definitely. That's how they do extra for the people like you're saying are really doing shit over there.
I agree.
Which I agree, because the people that are fucking really doing shit over there, the guy in the back or the guy in Fort Benning, he didn't do anything. He didn't really contribute, but he shouldn't be fucked out of his benefits.
Yeah.
But the person that did go over there and did get blown up or did get mentally
no taxes is a good
damaged or something's a problem.
I don't even understand why that's an issue for them to just say tax waiver for life if you got a fucking limb blown off.
Well, because again, it's the government, dude. They're not that smart. But how about just no more taxes? You don't need to pay taxes, bro. You paid your fucking taxes for life by losing your leg for us.
Man, if I didn't have to pay taxes, I could hire like 10 more people right now.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? But you didn't lose a limb, bro.
That's true. Man.
I don't think the military should just not pay taxes anymore. Okay, you go over there, you come back, everything's fine. If I can get back to civilian life and let's roll.
Yeah.
You know, I like to help those people transition too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of transitioning vets right now.
Honestly, it'd be a great opportunity for us. You know, I'd love to find, more vets. We have one other Marine Corps vet on staff right now. He was actually a police officer and a Marine vet.
That scare you?
So no, that's awesome. We were
sniper.
So we have one other vet. I'd love to find more vets who want to do it. I wrote an article one time that was
when you just said
about
I'd love to.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just do it?
You're right. Got to quit trying. Just do it.
Well, I mean, I'd love to find more vets. Dude, they're all fucking over the place.
Yeah.
Go talk to them. Recruit them.
You're right.
This sounds like an opportunity.
It's a huge opportunity.
Well, you popped out and started doing decent the first year. 60, 70, 80 grand you can live on.
Yeah.
It's getting harder now with the old fucking Biden administration.
Yeah.
Shit's going up, dude. I don't even know what's going on. Do you?
No, I don't.
Because, dude, there's some scary shit in my opinion.
Cyber attacks on pipelines.
No, way worse than that, bro.
Shit.
Way worse than that. They're bribing people with $1 million to take the old jabberoo.
Yeah.
Why? Well, because we need to all be protected from what? From the virus.
Yeah.
What virus?
I know.
COVID. You ain't heard? How do I know if I have it?
Dude, if
you got to go take a test.
If you turn,
you don't even know if you fucking have it, and we're shutting down the whole country, the whole world for it. You don't even know if you have it. You got to go take a test. And they got to tell you got it, bro. Go sit down. And then, by the way, I got it. What do I do? I just go home for 2 weeks. What the fuck is going on?
If you turn the news off, there is
no common sense here.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if all of a sudden people's eyes started bleeding and they fucking dropped over dead, I'd be like, get the fucking vaccine, motherfuckers. But there's nothing happening. And then they go, oh, people have died. Dude, people have died forever. Right. People will continue to die. What's the point? Well, they died of COVID. Why not fucking car crashes? Stop driving, motherfuckers. You're gonna have a lot of people die today. Stop the cars. Yeah. Like, why COVID? It doesn't make sense to me.
It's control.
And I shouldn't even be talking about it because then this thing's going to get suppressed and you ain't going to get no phone calls or nothing.
No, it's not going to get suppressed.
This will get deleted, bro.
Just don't put it on Facebook.
Just don't say VACC word. Yeah, apparently that's what they're
looking
AIs
for.
Are listening for.
Oh, we can't.
According to the Q people.
Yeah. QAnon.
Yeah, they're like, dude, you got to talk about it on Dropping Bombs because you got a big reach, but don't say this word. Don't say this word because their AI listens to it and it'll fucking suppress you.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I won't say that.
I'm right there with you. The QAnon people get a little far out there sometimes, but for sure, the whole thing, I think, is about control.
Let me tell you something, dude. Don't be surprised if one day everything they fucking said, it was 100% true.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not surprised
it's so
by anything
far-fetched,
anymore.
no one would believe it. Well, again, that's usually when it's true.
Yeah.
When it's like, no way. And bam, sure is. Now, Michelle supposedly has a dick. You've heard that. And you've seen the video of her dancing on Ellen, and there's something in that fucking, those pants, dude. There's something doing that. It looks like a dick. Now, could it be manipulated, video? I don't know. Yeah. So I can't necessarily believe it. And if that's the case, well, then the kids, they're not necessarily theirs. And then do you ever see that picture of Obama and Mike back in the day, back in college? You guys haven't seen this shit?
Yeah, not Obama and Mike who? Michelle Obama?
They're saying Michelle Obama is this dude named Mike, where Obama and Mike were besties in college. And you go look at fucking pictures of Obama and this dude, Mike.
Yeah.
There's records of them being there. It's real. There's pictures. You look at the pictures of fucking Mike, dude. It looks like Michelle's brother.
Wow.
Personally, it's like, whoa. Now, could that be manipulated? Could be. I don't know.
We don't know.
But I don't even care either. Good for them. I'm glad they're happy. The motherfucker made president of the United States. She was the first lady. Like, dude, that if you were I don't even know. It's like a trans. If you're a trans, wouldn't your goal be to be the first lady?
Yeah.
So good for them. I don't even care. What I do care about is why you want me to get vaccinated so badly that you're offering $1 million. And I just said vaccinated. Why do you want me to get vaccinated so badly? Well, so we're all protected. Protected from what? From the virus. The virus we have to go and get a test to see if we have. And then even if we do, we go home for 2 weeks until it goes away.
Yeah.
And it's a mad rush to get vaccinated. And nobody like thinks like that's weird. Like, to me, it's just screaming, this is fucking weird.
Absolutely.
And then like nothing makes sense. And I'm not a Q person. I'm a fucking common sense person.
Well, you're just somebody that raises questions
Dude, common sense tells you if you have to go check to see if you have a deadly fucking virus, then it isn't a fucking deadly virus. Okay?
Yeah.
You know how you know if you have a deadly virus?
You
Because
die.
people are fucking dying around you left and right when they get it. And it's tested, and yes, they got it. That's not the case, dude. When people are dying of COVID, they could have died of anything and been suspected of COVID, and it would have been a COVID death. You guys know that? Where you guys live?
Tupelo, Mississippi.
That's why.
Yeah,
You
nothing. It doesn't exist.
You motherfuckers ain't heard shit yet.
We're
Dude,
pretty
listen.
much doing things normally around Tupelo.
Yeah. I'm wondering, like, you guys live under a rock? And it's like, no, dude, we live in Tupelo.
No, man, Tupelo.
You live
is,
where fucking Elvis was, right?
Yeah. Well, he came here. Two people ended up here from Tupelo, me and Elvis.
That's right. Well, at least you made it out. Congratulations.
No, it's fun, man.
I hear Tupelo, Mississippi's sweet, though.
It's a good
Cool little
place.
town.
Yeah, you should come by.
I'm going to.
Come
Dude,
on.
I am really starting real financial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to come out. Real Financial. I'm telling. That's actually an awesome name. That's better
will that
than
be a
Marquee.
competitor to you or no?
No, man.
Okay, good.
We
And even if we were, we can still be
used
friends.
to be friends. I'm friends with all my competitors.
Good. Well, that's the way I am.
Yeah.
Like when I came out with my training a long time ago, I went and just closed all the other trainers and let them use my software. And was like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'll make more money together than I will against.
That's how our industry is, the financial services industry. You can work with people that are doing their own thing and complement one another too. So
yeah. Well, so you look like, you studied and you took shit seriously and you're like freaking quasi professional.
I try to be, but it's
almost like, he wants to be the like shave and tie guy, but cause that's the old school business.
Yeah.
But you realize that like nowadays that's kind of lame. So you're unbuttoning the tie, growing out the hair a little bit, being cool.
Yeah. Well, I gotta be a little brave. I gotta be on dropping bombs. I gotta be able to appeal to, people,
but
the real people.
I think there's a little dash of like bookworm in you.
Oh,
where you actually do know all your shit.
We do know
when
real
shit. When you say I know there's a company, but how about you?
Yeah, I know my shit. I wrote 72 applications myself in 1 week in 2017, and I've written over 100 in 1 week myself. Now I don't personally write any business. I just have agents that I work with and train.
Yeah, but when you say everyone thinks it's complicated, it probably is. You just went and figured it out, and now you have an easy way of explaining it so people can follow the steps you've created and pretty much succeed.
Dude, I believe that your income is directly correlated with the complexity of the problems that you solve. And so if somebody tells you that Medicare is too hard and that's why you shouldn't pursue it, if they're telling you only to solve easy solutions, you're only going to get easy solution income. And so we want to teach you how to solve a real problem. That's a problem for a ton of people in the country. And then when you solve that problem, you can get massive residual revenue.
Well, dude, that statement I have to question only because of the pool noodle.
The pool noodle.
Yeah, like, dude, a lot of people made a lot of money with no fucking complicated solutions. Here's a fucking pool noodle.
Here's the complex part of that.
You ever seen Crocs?
Here's the complex part of that.
They're rubber clogs.
Here's the complex part of that. Here's my rebuttal is they had to figure out how to get everybody to fucking buy the pool noodle.
No, they didn't.
They didn't. People just wanted the pool noodle.
That's called marketing.
Yeah, marketing. That's the complexity solution.
It was not complex. And you said that you have to have a complex problem to get complex money. No, you don't.
I believe
you can literally solve the littlest problem and become a fucking billionaire.
Right. I believe that for the typical person that is going from zero to hero, if they learn real practical shit where they can solve real problems that people in America have.
See, real financial.
Real financial. Real is a good word, man, because
right.
it's real.
That's right.
But when you take, those people and show them how to solve real problems, they're going to be able to get a seat at the table of higher income faster than going and trying to create the next pool noodle.
Dude, if I were you, since you're in the Marine Corps, how come you're not all big and into the vet helping thing? Like, dude,
I would love to
there's
be.
transitioning vets every single day that don't know what the fuck to do.
All the vets that are watching you, I mean, I want them to reach out to us because we can show them how to make real revenue. I actually believe, they talk about 22 people a day kill themselves, veterans kill themselves. And I think a lot of that is because they just haven't found something to give them purpose after the military. And I happen to believe that what gave me purpose was getting into the industry and being like, shit, I can grow a real culture, a real team. I can make real income. I can take care of my kids ways I never thought I could before, take care of my wife ways I never thought I could before. And if they could do that, I think that they'd quit killing them fucking their self.
Yeah.
So,
well, if I were you, even from Tupelo, I'd start reaching out to all the veteran associations saying, listen, I want to, gift or give scholarships to Medicare University, or what is it called?
Medicare Gurus University.
Medicare Gurus University. Give it.
Yeah.
Or, partially give it or something. Because the problem with giving things away is then people don't value them. They don't use them. So you don't really want to give it away. But like transitioning vets, I know some people when they got out, I was like, dude, you mean people don't know what to do? They're like, yeah. I'm like, why don't they just fucking go get a job? And, they're done. Thank you for your service. Put away your uniform. Now, boom, we're back to life. I just don't have to report anymore. So now let me go get a job. Let me start figuring out what all this is about. But they don't. They're like stuck, and then they get depressed, and then they're like, they go get some labor job, and next 10 years they're fucking working as a freaking landscaper somewhere. When in reality,
they need to be doing what we're doing.
Well, dude, what's a normal guy make after a couple years doing what you do?
I have multiple people that are making 250, 300,000.
That's where life begins, dude. If you're not making 250, you're not really living.
Yeah.
I mean, you're alive, but you're not really living. Yeah. I mean, dude, 250 is not even really living anymore.
No,
but honestly, that's coming from me. I'm jaded, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the more you make, when you get to 250, you think this isn't as much as I thought. I need to make more.
That's right.
But 250 is a great stepping stone for sure.
Well, dude, you're comfortable. You can help people financially. You can help yourself financially.
You're not having to worry about how to pay your bills or take care of your family.
Unless you're overspending.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like, let's get people to 250.
Yeah.
Now, Medicare Gurus
University.
Can do that.
It can.
But someone has to get a license or something, right?
They do. And we talk about that in the
felons
course.
Get licenses?
There's more to that question for sure. So
it's either a yay or a nay, or sometimes.
Typically it's very difficult. So felons are going to have a hard time.
Need not apply. Felons, we don't want you.
Yeah. Now, misdemeanor, past offenses, DUI, stuff like that, we find that all the time. But, if somebody has a real felony, that's a big deal.
Yeah, but there's people with felonies. And what's crazy is, dude, there's people with felonies that you wouldn't expect to have a felony.
I know.
And the felony was kind of stupid in the first place.
Yeah.
But I believe that they throw out felonies quickly, as much as they can, believe it or not, so that you lose your right to bear arms. Because, the government doesn't want us to have all those fucking weapons, right?
Right.
So if you're a felon, you don't get weapons. Nope, no more weapons. So they can throw a felony on you because you had a freaking sack of weed in your car, or you got found with some coke or something.
Yeah.
Boom, felon. Okay, it's just to take your gun away and your rights away. Now you're kind of like they got their thumb on you as a felon. I think personally, once you do your prison time, you paid the fucking debt, bro. You're back to normal.
Yeah.
Now don't do it again. And then 3 strikes, you're out. Like, I like that 3 strike rule, but I don't like it if you like, it was 3 dumb ones. Yeah. But like,
some different level.
Some dude does 3 serious fucking things. Yeah. Dude, you're a lifer.
And there should be a level above regular felony. If somebody's, raping somebody or killing people, then that's a different level than, getting found with too much.
I call it violent.
Yeah. Violent.
If you have a violent offense, you should be put somewhere else. Like, you're not in society.
Right.
You lie on your taxes and get caught. Mm-hmm. Fuck, you took a shot. Boom. See you later, dude. You're a felon. Well, you lied on your taxes. You know how many motherfuckers did that and didn't get caught?
Right.
Matter of fact, certain states, weed was a felony not too long ago, right? And now it's almost legal everywhere.
Yeah.
So there's people in prison with a felony on their record
For
for
something that's
weed,
legal.
and it is completely fucking legal.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's bullshit.
It should be exonerated.
It should be done. And not only that, if you went to prison for it, you paid your fucking dues, bro. Get out, get your guns back, get your votes back, get jobs, can't freaking discriminate. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I'll hire a fucking felon. I don't care.
Yeah,
but the insurance company won't.
Yeah, right now, no. I mean, it probably depends in the future if the felony was related to.
It's financial services, dude. They'll be liable if they let someone with a felony do that and then they fraud somebody.
They are getting more lenient on things related to weed, though.
All right, so no felons, folks. No felons. You can be a pothead, though. Apparently,
you might be able to be a pothead.
Okay, so
My
weed
brother
smokers
was
unite.
a huge pothead, and he's doing great. Yeah. So
okay, there you go.
So someone listens to this, they go to work for you, you start teaching them this. Approximately how long before they start ripping?
I'd say usually a year, 2 years.
Damn,
So,
dude.
really,
that takes forever.
You can make 6. I mean, honestly, it depends on who the person is. I made 6.
Dude, that takes forever. No one's going to put up 2 years of their life for freaking kicking ass and making 7 figures. That's too much to ask nowadays.
Man, yeah. You're right.
2 years? Are you nuts? That takes forever, bro. I want to get rich tomorrow. If you can't offer that, I'm out.
Yeah. Well, when you find that, let me know.
You know how many people think that, though?
It's crazy.
It's like, dude.
Why do you think they think that? Like, why are they so molded into that, thinking that there's like, oh, there's got to be an easy way. Like, if I'm struggling, this must not be for me, or like, I didn't make money right away. You know, why do you think
because of
that
stories
is?
like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, like, people come out with these apps and boom, instant millionaires.
Yeah.
Didn't work that way, first of all. Second of all, I think the majority of people are naive.
That's what it is.
And they don't want to put in the work, but they do want to be rich.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people, dude, either take off the jersey or get in the game. Because it's just a matter of going through the motions, bro. You might have to go through it 10 years. You might have to go through it 2 years. What do you look like? You know? I'm telling you, there's people walking around with missing teeth. I say, get your teeth fixed. They're like, oh, you can't say that. Well, dude, you want to win?
Yeah.
Fix your teeth. If I look at you, dude, and you got 7 teeth missing, you tell me you're a millionaire, I'm instantly questioning you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Looks like your tongue's in jail. Like, what the hell, dude? Fix your teeth. And people are like, that's rude, dude. People can't help it. They're broke. Well, they're broke because their fucking teeth are broke because they're broke.
Most people can't handle the truth, right?
Right, and I want to fix them and help them fix themselves because I think the only real help you can get is from yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you might inspire me to help myself.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when someone's like, oh, my mentor made me rich. Your mentor didn't do shit. Your mentor gave you the information. Exactly. You did it.
Yeah.
If you didn't want to do it, no one's going to make you do it.
Exactly.
You got to look in the mirror. I always tell people, you want to meet the person that can change your life? Go look in the bathroom, make sure it's empty, and then shut the door and look around. And then when you see that dude, make friends with that dude.
That's it.
Start to like that dude. Become besties with that dude or that girl, because that's the person that can help you.
I agree completely.
Anyway, so I'm glad you came out to do the old podcast. Normally it's like, hey, you got a book, you got courses, you got all this. This dude don't have any books or courses. He's out freaking killing the game in the insurance space.
Yep.
Every day, all day, helping people do the same.
Yes, sir.
And before too long, I know you're going to have a course because I'm going to close you here in a minute on producing one. Well, because, dude, my mission is to get the knowledge from the people who have it to the people who need it. And where you could help the world the most is not selling insurance.
Yeah.
It's showing other people how to achieve the level of success doing it you have. Why? Well, what if there were 1,000 David Carpenters? Would more people be helped?
Absolutely.
So, dude, like, you could turn around and say, look, if you guys are sucking at the insurance game and you're not doing at least, don't even get crazy, $250,000 a year.
Yeah.
If you're not making $250,000 a year and building up a legacy revenue model, a recurring revenue stream, then let me show you how to actually do that. And if you showed 1,000 people how to do that, you'd make a bigger impact than if you just kept doing it all by yourself.
No, you're right.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
We're going to make a course, folks. You better check back. You better follow him so you know when his course comes out. Dude, it's only been 36 minutes.
Yeah.
Damn,
maybe I
dude.
should share
yeah, we got to keep this going, dude. These are usually an hour. I'm about to wrap it up. It's like, fuck, well, that's because you're only 26, dude. You can't say too much, can you?
Oh, man. I don't know.
Now tell me about this. Tell me about this. You said your girl left you, or you broke up, or something?
Yeah. So 2016, the year before I got my insurance license. I'll just start there. So that year, my business of 5 years failed. All the people it was a network marketing business, Bima.
Oh, so that wasn't your business. It was your home-based business.
It was my home-based business.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Vima, that wasn't your fault, though.
No, it wasn't my fault.
Why didn't you just jump to another one?
I did for a little bit, and then I got burnt out. I left the industry.
Well, then you gave up.
Yeah, I gave up.
Yeah, because you could have been successful in that company, too.
Absolutely.
What company was that one?
Janess.
Oh, Janess, dude. They're a client of ours.
Really?
And not only that, they're huge.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're
so
great.
Trust me, dude. You could have made it in that one.
I could have. But,
I'm more interested in the girl going away. What happened?
She left me for another dude that was making about $70,000 a year. Okay. And told my sister about it.
Was that rich? Was that rich compared to what you were making, though?
Oh, for sure. I was serving tables. I don't think I cleared $40,000.
Was it the money she left for? A little more comfort?
No, I mean, yeah.
A little more security? Dude, also, you got jacked up for a dude making 70? Like, that's laughable now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Does she feel stupid now?
I don't know. We got to ask her. Bring her on the podcast.
Where is she? Let's call her. Can you call her?
No, I'm pretty sure I got her number blocked. I don't know.
Why? You turned into a stalker, did you?
No.
Well, then why would your number be blocked?
It's not blocked. Dude,
I'm friend. I can call any of my exes. If they see me, they back up.
She's with another dude too, so I mean.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And you don't want to call her.
We'll
leave her alone.
We'll
dude.
Leave it.
Quit stalking.
But
so what'd she leave you for though? Just you were broke?
No, I mean when you're broke and depressed, I lost a business, lost a car. I mean, I was in a low place in my life. Like, you act different. You're a different person when you're in a low point of your life. So I mean, I wouldn't want to be with me either at that point. Energy's low motivation.
Vibes low.
Oh, vibes low, man. So I don't even blame her. And it was actually good because it woke me up.
Did she cheat on you though?
No, she didn't cheat on me. She's a good girl. I have nothing bad to say about her. She did what she did, and cool, it made me a better person at the end of it.
But it hurt.
Oh, for sure. I used that though, man. I ended up doing a body physique show during that time. And then
why is it when everybody breaks up they go and get ripped?
Man, I needed to get something like I got a tattoo and I got ripped. I'm like, I got to go work on myself. But that's a good place to start, man.
It's a great place to start.
So
makes you feel better too.
It does.
And then by the time you actually see a difference in the mirror, you don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
It's a great freaking way to get out from under a girl's spell.
Yeah.
Like go fall in love with yourself for a minute. Go work on yourself for a minute.
Facts. I didn't love myself. Maybe that's why she couldn't love me, because I didn't love me.
Yeah, well, that's what they say.
Yeah, man. So, but anyways, I got that message. I decided to take the insurance test. I failed it 4 times that year. 4 times. Not the most book smart, okay? And after I failed it, I was serving tables, man. I remember it was like a Saturday night. I get a call. They're like, hey, your brother's in the hospital. And I go down there and find out my brother like passed in an accident. So I lost my oldest brother that year. After I failed the test 4 times, and I had to make a decision to make after my brother's funeral, whether I was going to give up and like just be a loser, or if I was going to go take my insurance test. So decided that this was going to happen for me, that I was going to dedicate my insurance game to my brother's life. So I decided to take the test out of state and book it. And I remember during the time I rent $450. I know the night before I left to go take my test, I couldn't even afford rent, $450. My mom had to give me the money for rent. I looked at my mom and said, I'll never borrow money from you again. And it was it. And I was determined. I left the next morning with me and my buddy. I had all my credit cards maxed out, no money to my name, probably like $100. And I was staying at his friend's place. That night, they ended up getting robbed. I have a gun pointed to my head. This dude in a clown mask, I remember like it was yesterday. Because I obviously couldn't afford a hotel. These guys are doing something shady, and I'm there. And I decided, in that moment that, like I'm either going to make it or this is going to be the end of me. And thankfully, they went away and I wasn't touched. Got no sleep that night. Drove an hour away, took my insurance test, passed it. And they just built me different, man. I was like, after all that struggle to get the insurance test, there's no way I'm not going to be successful. Started the insurance game. Trainer said I was going to fail. Didn't really have much help, but I was resourceful, looking for mentors, and I was just on a mission, man. So working on myself and brought in some key guys. Shout out to Justin Herman, Trace Johnson, Michael McKiernan, Jesse Holland, some of the day ones. And we decided to build an insurance empire. We call ourselves a dream team. We started building a dream team, man. And fast forward the end of the year, life was a lot different. Instead of borrowing money for rent, I remember giving my mom $1,000 cash, taking my sister. We stayed at the Ritz-Carlton in California, and I ended up almost clearing $200,000. And the year before that was 40, less than 40 grand. And fast forward, just paid off all my mom's debts, got her out of debt this year. And my dad actually got out of prison. He went in on my 16th birthday. I'm 26 now. And my dad got out of prison. I threw him the keys to his dream car.
Boom. How'd that feel?
Dude, unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it just, no matter what you go through, man, I'm a first generation millionaire. And you can go take that pain and go either be a victim or use it to create an amazing story, man, and inspire and change people's lives and be somebody.
Well, a lot of people say that you're better off being born in struggle than privilege. Like your best gift is the struggle. Apparently, like you ever heard like your kids will not be successful, like a millionaire's kid's never successful or some shit like that?
Yeah.
And I don't think it's true in its entirety, obviously, but I think what they mean by that is when you're born in privilege, you don't get that pain and drive.
Yeah.
But when you're born in struggle, that shit's fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but that's the type of fucking story everybody's waiting on. They're like, keep going, dude, keep going.
Yeah.
So you didn't just all of a sudden out the gate start making a bunch of money.
No, man.
So the $200,000 and you're helping people pay shit off. Then what?
Yeah, that $200,000, and then my second year in the business, man, almost collapsed completely. So we were growing, and we were one of the fastest growing teams in the company. We went from 600,000 in sales to 2.6 million that year.
But at this time, it's not your team; it's somebody else's team that you joined.
Yeah. Well, this is just the team that I'm actually building. So our personal sales. So this is when I actually started becoming we call it an MGA, which is like a broker running your own organization. What happened
and then you become an IGA, which is what?
Yeah, IGA is like when you have 6 upper level managers that you're like basically, you're running.
They got their own offices.
They got their own offices. They got their own team. Yeah, 20 agents, 10 plus agents.
See, it makes me want to like join, so I can compete.
Yeah, man, it's fun. Honestly,
all of a sudden, what's above an IGA?
VP. That's what's
the above of that?
Vice President of Sales. Well, a partner owning.
What's above that?
I mean, nothing really.
So your goal is to become a partner with American Income?
Yeah, with my with Dustin Vinnycamp. That's my that's what's going to happen next year. I'm calling my shot. So. And
then what kind of revenue are you making as an MG?
MGA, you're making 6 figures, multiple 6 figures. You can make $500,000, $1 million as an MGA.
How long do you think it takes? A year or two?
I would say to go to 7 figures. Yeah, you can get it done. Honestly, now that we're virtual, I had to go to people's houses, sit across a coffee table and sell you insurance. Now I just hop on a freaking smartphone across, have leads all over and have a conversation with you for an hour. You buy an insurance policy, and I didn't even leave my house. It's so much easier now. So people coming into the business, they can go scale this thing from their freaking safety of their own home. Like single moms, like that want to go take care of their family, need something, like hit me up.
Sounds like, dude, an opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's what I like bringing to the Bomb Squad is opportunity. Because again, there's people listening to this, those pessimistic type, and they ain't gonna do shit. Then there's some people listening that are like, dude, this sounds fun. Like again, life insurance isn't sleazy. You're not bothering people. People want life insurance.
Facts. And the more they pay for, the more they're getting, man. So,
but this is something they want. It's not like you're trying to sell freaking shit. Everybody's like, oh God, he's coming over here to try to pitch me. Like the MLM business. I always get DMs. Brad, what do you think of the MLM business? Why don't you talk about the MLM business? Dude, personally, I think the MLM business is great.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah,
but you're entering into a world of a stereotype.
Correct.
To where now everybody's like, oh, dude's coming over to pitch me on some MLM.
Yeah.
Not life insurance, dude.
No, man.
Life insurance, like, dude, everybody needs life insurance.
Yeah, and you can make 6 or 7 figures without recruiting anybody, too. So you can just go sell life insurance. Most people do. Or you can go sell it. Or you can go scale it, yeah.
How do you scale it? Just opening your own office?
Where you got to recruit, pour money in marketing, branding, scale it, build a brand, vendors.
Now,
resumes.
if you had a VT system right now, and I told everybody, guys, he's got full on-demand training to step-by-step exactly how to do this. For $1,000, he'll show you exactly how to make 7 figures in a 2-year period if you follow his steps. Dude, you'd have thousands of people giving you $1,000, which is millions.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, and not only that, you build a tribe.
Yeah.
You create a resource in the industry where people and like-minded people can hang out, get good content. You can introduce people to other content too. Like it's not just about David Carpenter shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, who'd you learn from? You go, dude, go grab this book.
That's it.
Then let's do a book study. For the next week, we're doing a book study. Next thing you know, dude, you got serious people doing serious things. And then everybody starts standing around watching from the outside, like, what are they doing? What are they doing? Next thing you know, they jump in, and boom, now they're inside, and everybody's like, what are they doing? Look, what's going on?
Yeah.
And, dude, next thing you know, you got thousands of folks.
It's crazy.
In a big-ass culture of freaking success.
And that's the
led
best.
by you.
That's awesome.
And now you become David Carpenter.
It's all about significance too, man. Like at that point, for what you do, you've helped so many people. Now you're not just successful where you are the only one who made money. You just helped so many other people make a lot of money. So I feel like you're significant at that point because people can say, because of you, Brad, my life's better. I'm making this because of your system. So
people say that just from my Instagram account.
I love it, man. I say that because your Instagram's dope, man.
Dude, it's funny
Finally follow me back. Let's go.
I followed you back. But what's funny is like I get a lot of people DMing me saying like I changed their life and like there's more free shit on your Instagram than I've paid for.
Yeah.
And I always double tap and like their comment and everything, but I always think to myself like I didn't start out to like change anybody's life.
Yeah.
I just started sharing shit that I knew that I wish I knew before I knew it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's the bottom line. Like I'm just sharing things that I wish I had known before.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while you might hear a cuss word. But I'm trying to stop all that. You
really?
you say the Bible. Are you a big time Christian?
Yeah.
To where like you pray and all that?
Absolutely, man.
When you
Every
eat?
day.
When you eat?
Yeah, I mean sometimes I forget when I eat, but it's more for me a relationship.
I know, but you can always tell the real ones.
Yeah.
When I say real, I mean like serious.
Yeah.
You go to eat and they're like, "You mind if we pray?" I always go, "No, not at all."
Yeah.
I always wonder, like, what people think I am. You know, because I've said publicly, his name's not Jesus. Do you know that?
What is it?
Do you know his name?
Are you the Hebrew name?
Do you know his name? He only has a name. What was his name?
Jesus.
No.
No. What is it?
Do you not know that his name wasn't Jesus?
No. What is it then?
No, not what is it?
What
it's
is
not
his
Jesus.
name?
Do you know that?
What is it? What are you saying?
I'm saying that
I'm confused.
The name Jesus.
Okay.
That wasn't his name.
Okay. What is his name?
His name was Yahshua.
Yahshua. Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Hebrew, right?
Well, Aramaic and what have you way back in the day, but Yahshua was his name.
That's awesome.
Some people say Yeshua, but if you watch the movie Passion of the Christ,
great movie.
They were speaking real language in that. And when you come walking by, she was going, Yeshua, Yeshua, or Yahshua, Yahshua, which is really, that's his name, Yahshua. So when they changed the name to Jesus, they all have their reasons why they did it. But that's the part, and again, if someone said, what are you, Brad? I'd say, well, more than anything, I'm a Christian, technically.
Yeah.
But I'm more of a Nazarene. Why? Well, because if you followed him back in the day, his name wasn't Jesus, and you weren't a Christian. Mm-hmm. You were a Nazarene.
Yeah.
What's a Christian? If you start looking up the beginning of the word, well, the Roman Catholic Church started Christianity.
Yeah.
You understand? Mm-hmm. So it's like you start looking into it and you realize you don't not believe the stories because, the Bible's all real, but you start to wonder what's really going on. Why? Well, because you read in some of the scriptures, give glory to my name. Give praise to my name. Does it not?
Yeah, it does.
He wants you to.
Correct.
Okay, what's his name? People say Jesus. That's not his name.
Yeah,
Why are you not saying his name?
Yeah.
And it makes
Yahweh.
me think. It makes me think like, what the heck's going on? Because if you look at the 10 Commandments, it says, "Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain."
Vain, yeah. And
But
they
you know what vain
changed it.
means? Vain actually means to make meaningless or useless. So how much more useless can you make a name by never using it?
The real name. Yeah, that's a really good question, man.
Yeah. So anyway, that's why I don't like pray before I eat and all that, because I'm still seeking. I'm still trying to figure it all out.
It's a never ending journey.
But dude, it says seek and ye shall find.
Absolutely.
Seek. It doesn't say listen.
It says
Now, if you
seek.
walk into a church and I say Jesus died for us and you should love Jesus, and you say, okay, is that seeking?
No.
Praise Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Is that seeking? No, it's like Jesus.
You got to go find him.
Who's
man.
Jesus? Like
Exactly.
you seek, you look around.
Exactly.
And it says seek
And you shall find.
you shall find me.
Exactly.
And when I started seeking, first thing I found out is Jesus saying his name. Now, again, people that are watching this and hearing this are going to go, what?
Yeah.
Because guess what? It's challenging their belief system.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
But
dude,
you need
like,
to go seek it.
that's
for
what he
sure.
tells you to do.
Yeah.
And he tells you to give praise to his name. How you doing that if you don't know what it is?
Yeah.
And then, by the way, God and Jesus, two different people, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, what's God's
Good one.
name? You know that?
Yeah.
What?
No, I don't know the name.
God's
Heavenly
name.
Father.
God's name is Yahweh or
Yahweh.
Yahuwah,
Uh-huh.
Yahweh and Yahshua.
Yeah.
And if you read the Bible and the Scripture deep, basically they told of him coming, and they said his name will be of his, and it's Yahuwah and Yeshua. It's the same name.
Yep.
Yahshua actually means salvation in my God, and his name is like Yahuwah, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to preach only because I'm still learning and I
Yeah.
don't know,
Yeah.
but I do know his name wasn't Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
Now you're intrigued, aren't you?
Yeah. That's good talk.
And anybody that's listening right now, they're going, dude, I'm a Christian. Well, then just go seek, brother.
man. For sure.
Because I've been seeking, and I can tell you what's
too, man.
what's crazy is this: the majority of people are taking the name in vain, literally, even though they're not intending to.
Yeah.
They're not wrong.
Yeah.
They've been told wrong,
Yeah.
taught wrong.
Yeah. Translation.
But that's not seeking.
Yeah.
See, so just seek and ye shall find. So look it up, and then go back, and what you'll find is somebody gave him the name Jesus. His name wasn't Jesus, and his name's not Jesus. Now, again, I think depending on what you're intending, I think you're still fine.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, you don't know. But look,
You think they did it as a translation?
I think nope.
No.
That's what they'll claim. But if the translation's real, what do you think Yahshua means today? You know,
No. What does it mean?
Joshua.
Joshua. Wow.
And there were other Yahshuas in the Bible.
Interesting.
But today, they're
I can tell
called
you've been
Joshua.
Seeking.
Huh?
I said I can tell you've been seeking.
Yeah, but today they're called Joshua.
Wow.
And there were many Joshuas. There was Jesus was
Yeah.
not back then. If you showed up and said, "Where's Jesus?" everybody would be like, "Who?"
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking for Yahshua. Oh,
Yahshua.
Yahshua. Now, if that's the case, how come it's not Joshua like the other Yahshuas are?
it's a great
It's
question,
Jesus.
man.
And people say it's because it's the way it's translated. It was in Iesus. And by the way, that was, when it got translated, it was Iesus, Iesous, because there was no J until the 1500s or a J sound. So it was Iesus. Now, when you look at Iesus, which turned into Jesus over time, why'd they call him Iesus? That's the question. When it was Yahshua. Well, there's reasons. Oh, we couldn't pronounce that, and all males had an S at the end of their name, so we changed it. But when you look at the 10 Commandments and it says, "Don't forget my name. Don't make my name meaningless."
It does.
And
say
then
that.
and then we're making it meaningless by not using
For
it
sure.
on
Right,
accident.
right. Yeah.
Well, who would be so clever to figure out how to get us to think we're following the right person and we're using the wrong name? Who? Do you believe in the Bible?
Absolutely.
Then you believe in the devil.
Absolutely.
So you believe in the devil.
Absolutely.
Do you think he's perhaps possibly responsible
I do.
for making us use the wrong name?
I really do. Yeah, that makes sense.
People say, "What does that mean? The devil wrote the Bible?" No, but
No.
the devil might have freaking caused when the Bible I don't even know how this got started, but I'm going to end it right here
Yeah, for
because
sure.
I don't
Do
want to
your
talk
thing.
about the Bible.
Yeah,
but
this is good stuff.
but
It's cool.
when the scriptures existed, back in the, Aramaic days. The creator's name, which is Yahuwah or Yahweh or Yahweh. People say Elohim. He's got a lot of names. Back in the day, it was mentioned in the scripture, not Bible, because Bible's man-made, over 7,000 times. He gave us his name. I'm talking about God, the big guy. Jesus wasn't born yet.
Yep.
He gave us his name over 7,000 times and said to use it, call on it.
Yeah.
This is my gift to you.
Yeah.
My name.
Yeah.
Read it. It's in the scripture.
No,
My
I
gift to
believe
you
it.
and
Yeah,
all
it
the
is.
children to come is my name. And if you call upon it, I'll be there. And then everybody's saying Jesus. It's like me giving you my phone number, but you typing it in wrong. And then when you call it, I don't answer, and you think I'm full of shit because I told you I'd answer any time you called.
Yeah.
Well, who's the tricky son of a bitch to give us the wrong number, dog?
Yeah.
Well, if you read scripture, might be the devil. It says he'll
Yeah.
deceit the whole world. Folks,
Absolutely.
people are right now going, dude, I've never heard him talk about stuff like this.
This is great.
Well, because, never goes that direction. But let's get back to you. Let's get back to you. Now, you're
love it, man.
obviously, as you leave here, you're going to freaking go back, kick ass, take names. People are going to start hitting you up in the DMs. People are going to start following you. Do you got a website or no?
We're working on one right now. It's going to be in my bio.
So just hit
it's
you in
dropping.
the DM.
Yeah, hit me in the DMs. It's dropping December 5th.
And folks, if you guys want to make money and you're out there, even kicking ass, but just want to change, and you can get a license, dude, look the dude up and you'll see he's already done it step by step, and he's shown other people how to do it step by step. So just go emulate what they're doing, and then a year or two from now, you're on dropping bombs.
That's it.
Know what I'm saying? Well, dude, I appreciate you coming in.
And I appreciate you too, Brad. It's been
Folks,
great.
listen, share this out. If you didn't need to hear it, maybe someone else does. And as always, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the smash and yada, 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 click the likes and all that crap. And make sure you do as I always instruct. Keep it real.
We're here to make a profit. Like, we can't even, if we pay Zillow value, we're going to lose money. So
We're going to have to sell it.
yeah, so if that's what you want, that's fine. You need to list. We have a brokerage. We can do that. But if you want a quick close, you don't want to deal with realtors and all these buyers coming in and out. You just want this one time and done. You want to leave all your crap at the house. You want to, rent back potentially. That's a big one too, is like, hey, we'll buy it. We'll let you rent back for a month or two, to let you get on to your next phase. So it's convenience is what they're paying for.